Absolutely.
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low.
Absolutely.
Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low.
Absolutely.
Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low.
Hey. Tuesday night, man. Tuesday night. As JT would say, 30-ish, but it's really 9 o'clock, 9:07, man, and so close enough, I guess. And it's Classic Conversation with JT and Lo.
And Giselle.
And as you can see, man, my man JT run a tad bit late, but we didn't want to keep the party on hold for too much longer. He'll be here shortly. But as we getting started, man, you know, as he does the rundown, man, he's JT. I'm Lo. That's Giselle, man. We want to make sure you daggone hit the like buttons, the share buttons. Go ahead and start getting that turned up on the early. You know, we want you to tell a friend, tag a friend. We want you to like, share, and subscribe. Mm-hmm. We want you to make some of these videos go crazy like the one I guess 2 weeks ago now. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago, man. That video, with our girl Christy Gaynell, is still going bananas. Man, it's you know, it's the biggest one we've had thus far, man. 146,000 views the last I looked. Over 11,000 likes and 9,000 shares. So it's kind of stuff we need, man, and we appreciate y'all. And those things only happen because you are our regular folks, man. Continue to stay with us, and we sure appreciate you.
Push the goddamn button.
And y'all do that for us. And we definitely appreciate that, man. Before we get started, man, Giselle, see you already got a compliment over there. How was your weekend, Giselle?
Man, I got a lot of sleep in this weekend, so it was good. It was pretty chill. Thank you, Frank. Frankie, baby.
He said, go still. That's all you got. That's all you got for me, brother. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, man. Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend.
How was yours?
My weekend was super dope. As everybody knows from all the conversations, all the videos, all the good stuff. We got a couple pictures we're going to put up there, man. What up, Todd Vic? But, you know, baby boy graduated on Friday. A really, really dope experience. You know, he ended up number 3 overall in his class of 434, I believe it is. He ended up number 3, you know, basically because he took the dual enrollment, you know, 1 year as opposed to doing all the APs, although he completed majority of them anyway. But they ruled those a little bit higher than the others, so it's all good, man, because he's going to start University of Georgia as a sophomore, so it's a fair trade-off, man, but it was a great graduation ceremony. It wasn't that long, which was really cool. They only did the valedictorian and the salutatorian speeches. There was no guest speaker. I was very, very happy about that because sometimes those guest speakers can make the thing go on and on, but they didn't. And the speeches were really good. I'm going to say, man, the valedictorian speech was very, very instrumental, very touching. She acknowledged a lot of her classmates, to include my son, as one of the ones who, you know, she rocked with for the most part. And it was really cool. And she was Latino, and she was the first Latin valedictorian in the history of the school.
Oh, wow.
So that was a really big deal. But she gave a very heartwarming speech, man. The salutatorian speech was good as well. So, and then I talked about this, I guess a month back after Asa's prom, you know, that same weekend, there was a car accident that took the life of one of the classmates of Chapel Hill. Mm-hmm. And originally we thought it was a boyfriend. It was actually all 3 girls were driving. But the first diploma given was to the young lady who lost her life in that accident. Her mom accepted her diploma. So that was definitely heart-wrenching, you know, and they had the whole family there. Mm-hmm. But that was, you know, it had to be tough for a family and a mother to, you know, you look forward to that day.
Right.
You know, you look forward to the day of graduating, of your child graduating, to see your child walk across that stage, and, you know, for your child to not be there due to loss of life is that's rough, especially that close to it. So I really felt for the parents and the family. But that was a very, very touching moment there. But it was cool. They did acknowledge the young lady, and the mom did accept the diploma. But overall, it was a really nice ceremony. It was a really nice ceremony. And then after we did the celebration that day, and then we did the celebration for both my sons. The next day was just, hey, you came and participated for a little bit.
Got some good food.
Got some good food.
So I had to sit down.
Yeah, you had to sit down. They had to sit it on down for a minute. You missed it, Frank. She came and hung out. She came and hung out the house and everything, Frank.
No, you didn't get me.
Oh, man.
I don't even remember that. That's too funny.
I bet you don't.
That is too funny. I was messed.
Hey, look at that. I bet you don't remember that.
Too funny.
Hey, Giselle was over there just fanning herself asleep like a mud.
Hey.
But we always say about Giselle, boy, Giselle don't mind. She not shy about no food, boy. She not shy about food, though, man. So.
Food, I sleep. Hey, wherever I'm at, they can get it.
Yeah.
Both. Get me to eat, get me to go to sleep.
But yeah, it was really cool. We had a good time. A lot of good food, man. JT popped in as well, and Coach Nash, and Lee and his godparents. I feel you. Look, my son graduating.
Oh my goodness!
I'm celebrating no more child support.
No more child support.
I know.
Too funny.
Hey, I'm sure that's a real celebration there, brother. Congratulations. Hey, congratulations. Yeah. Somebody got full. They were chilling.
I think I had something bad before I got there. The day before, I was a little bit under weather, just a little bit.
Just a tad bit, huh?
Yeah. But I wanted to come out, show some support.
Yeah, that was cool. Cool. But yeah, so it was a good weekend overall, man. Then Saturday night, the comedy show did really well. You ever seen Mr. Tim perform yet?
Mr. Tim is hilarious.
Hey, man.
He is hilarious.
My goodness, he's funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
It was his first time headlining Uptown, and Destiny
I thought
called.
He did one other time.
No, he never headlined.
Really?
He performed.
He's so
featured,
good.
but he's never headlined. But man, I was very impressed. He is extremely funny. So I told him it won't be his last time.
Yeah.
He did.
He can carry. I've seen him about 5 times, and anytime I've seen him, he outshines everybody. He can carry. Not everybody can do an act as long as he can do his act.
Right.
He's really a professional.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't know he used to host for some more.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that's where he got his chops from. So that was that's what I said too. It makes sense when I heard that. I was like, oh, okay, because to be that seasoned, that good, and not have no major platform was crazy. But he did really, really well. So great weekend overall. Again, congratulations to my sons, man. I'm really, really proud of them guys. I appreciate all the support. Honor Lena, Uncle Jap, the kids, they came down from Virginia. Appreciate y'all making that trip down. It was really, really dope experience. Ace is still smiling. He had a good time. And, of course, he went right back to work. He took his placement to that test today for UGA, to get some more class exempt. They'll move up. So I think he's on the 2nd or 3rd Spanish level. He took that exemption today. So, kid's still working.
I got to meet the Bracy sisters. Am I saying that right?
That's correct.
Yes.
That's
lovely, lovely, lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell y'all now, Lo's mom does not look like she had Lo. Okay? Could be a sister, big sister.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Did you see my brother? My brother, I know he was in and out. I don't know. My oldest brother was there. But
no, I don't remember him.
He was getting some rest because he had just drove in. But
okay.
So you may have missed him. I'm not sure if you ever got a chance to meet him or not. But yeah, those are the sisters. Those are the sisters. The traveling sisters. They call themselves what's the show? No. What's the show with Blanche and Golden Girls? Yeah, they roll like the Golden Girls now. Yeah,
They way more fly than the Golden Girls. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. They got it going on.
That's what's up. We'll appreciate it. They on here. They'll appreciate your comment, I'm sure. So yeah, man. So then, we won't get too much into the sports talk just yet, Jose. But I got a shout out to Nadia Barbary. All right. So Nadia Barbary is a young lady that I coached as a from T-ball to baseball. You know, Nadia was a young lady that she played on the all-boys team, right? She was the only girl on the all-boys team. So anytime we traveled to tournaments, you would hear people, especially the kids, but adults, you hear kids say, they got a girl on their team, right? Just about every tournament we ever went to. They got a girl on their team. By the end of the tournament, you would hear them say, hey, man, that girl on their team.
Right.
That girl on their team is the real deal. That girl on their team is the true. It wasn't they got a girl on their team no more. It was it, man, that girl on their team. So I say all that to say, man, she committed to Mississippi State after her 8th grade year. So she went through high school, committed to Mississippi State. The Mississippi State didn't have a good softball program. But she believed in the coaching staff. She believed, they came and recruited her early, and she stuck with it. And it was cool to see that from a freshman to now a senior at Mississippi State, those girls went from not a good team to doing extremely well in the SEC to making the tournament to winning their first regional games to now winning the super regional this past weekend to going to the first ever Women's College World Series in Mississippi State history. So, yeah, man, that deserves all that, bro. And Nadia is the third baseman on that team. She started the whole 4 years. She's a 2-time All-American, 3-time All-SEC, 4-time All-Conference. You know what I mean?
Wow.
This girl is the real deal, man.
Wow.
And so watching her play, man, we was at Coach Nash doing his travel team with the flag football, and I'm out there with my phone watching the super regional game against Oklahoma because Oklahoma don't lose. Oklahoma been to the Women's College World Series every year since 2015.
Wow.
Since 2015.
Wow.
So this was the elimination game. You know what I mean? Now, the Mississippi State's coach is a former Oklahoma player. She's the first Oklahoma former player to ever beat her former coach. You know what I mean? But nobody's beat her twice. So all these things happened this past weekend, man. They beat Oklahoma. They're going to their first ever Women's College World Series, Mississippi State. They play Thursday. I can't remember who they play, but they play the first game Thursday, man. So just super duper proud of young lady Nadia Barbary, man. I just can't, it's just really cool to see that little girl become who she is, man. It's really cool. I got a chance to see her play here when they played Georgia Tech. She crushed a home run in the Tech game. You know what I mean? But when she saw me after the game, man, the love she showed. I mean, she didn't know I was gonna be there. It just warmed my heart, man. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited for them. So y'all get a chance Thursday, man. Check out Nadia, Mississippi State. They're playing their first ever Women's College World Series game. So congratulations, Nadia. You're doing your thing, young lady. We're super duper proud of you. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff over the weekend. So, Jose, had a good weekend.
Hey,
back to your original question.
Right. You was balling. You had all kind of, I love hearing anything positive, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so much negativity. So just to hear young people excelling in what they do and just seeing that you and your family have had a part in that is a beautiful thing. I love that. I was really happy to meet your mom because I've heard so many positive things about her. So it all kind of connected.
Yes, those pieces connected.
Yes, everything connected. The energy was good.
Yeah.
sons, very humble young men. Very humble. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Got it going on.
The middle one did most of the cooking out there, which was kind of cool. You know, he was on that grill. Alec was the grill master. You know what I mean? Doing this thing, you know.
Yeah. Alec almost got beat down over some turkey burgers. You good? You good, Alec?
True story.
Look, the Golden Girls was turning into the old lady gang for about 10 to 30 minutes, okay? The faces was turned up. They was putting down threats and demands. So hopefully. And what I will say is I did get a turkey burger, so I kind of know why they were doing all the threats and things. But I was a bit worried. I said, they come together. I see
funny.
how they come together when it's a problem. They there to find a solution. Old lady gang, yeah.
Old lady gang.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny. That's funny, yeah, because, you know, we were looking for them turkey burgers for a while, man. You know what I mean? I don't know why the turkey burgers last. But yeah, we're waiting on them turkey burgers. So yeah, it got a little turned on them turkey burgers.
Hey, he had a little fear in his eyes too for a second. It was a whole lot of don't come back in here unless you got turkey burgers.
Right. It was some of that for sure.
Hey.
For sure. Yeah, man. But yeah, Alec was the grill master out there, man. He did his thing. So it was kind of cool. Let me see here. Looks like someone, read that one. Post a pic of Reginald. He was like catching a pic of Bigfoot.
Is that your brother?
That's
Is
Frank.
Reginald your brother?
Reginald's the one, yeah. Reginald's the middle
Okay.
brother. Yeah. And we were talking about Ray this time, Frank. But yeah, Reggie didn't make it down. But Ray was there. And Ray, he was there and then he just disappeared. But I found out he went in the room and passed out because he just drove up. And, it's almost an act of Congress to get him to come up as it is. Mom said the turkey burgers were good. Yeah, they were good. The mom tell you that was a favorite son. There go Frank again. You always know. I told you, always know when Frank get a good nap, man. It lets you know it's gonna be a long.
He's on one.
Yeah, it's gonna let you know it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one already. But yeah, so anyway, great weekend, man. Great, a lot of things happened this weekend. Really proud of them boys. Proud of the good food. We had a good time. I'm glad they made it back safe to Virginia. My brother Ray's still here. He's gonna leave Thursday, head back. Okay. So, but yeah, a good deal. It was a good deal. So we're gonna do real quick, man. We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break. We're gonna readjust. We see JT is not here. If he's not here, we're gonna get right to these topics. All right. So give us two quick hot seconds. We'll be right back. Classic Konversation with JT. Hello.
And Jose.
Let me look at his lineup. I thought for sure he walk in by now, but shoot, since he didn't, let me see what these topics are, y'all. New phone. Listen, man, I've had iPhone 11 for a long time since iPhone 11 came out.
What?
Yeah, iPhone 11, and I wore it with pride. Because I was like, I'm not getting a new phone every time one of these things come out.
That's fair.
You know, the whole family got better phones than me, and it's okay. So I'm at Sam's, right? And I'm unloading my cart, and my mom calls me. I put it on the speaker until I get my Bluetooth. You look in the parking lot, it was dry to the left, it was dry to the right, it was dry everywhere you could see. My phone's on the back of the trunk. It fell down in the only freaking puddle in the entire area. And that phone went face first. That joke ain't been back on since, man. It went zoop.
So Lord, I'm gonna just go and tell you something. That iPhone 11 decided it wanted to die. It jumps. It jumps shit.
That is funny.
That iPhone 11 was like this. He can't keep pushing me like this.
find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high-quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Hey, we back, man. Classic Konversation with JT and Lo.
And Jose.
Jose, you thought I was gonna let you off the hook with that smoke, didn't you? I know you did.
I did.
gave you
I was
gave you
really
whole-
happy. My throat was like, yes, yes, girl.
I gave
And then
you
it
a
was
whole-
womp, womp, womp.
I gave you a whole free segment with no smoke. But then I had to bring you back to reality.
Right.
I had to bring you back to reality. So listen, man, we're gonna jump into this one topic, right? So as we know, with all this redistricting going on, right? And it's going on naturally in most of the southern red states. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of talk about the commitments that people should make. And initially, Ryan Clark and a few other people were talking about the players not playing in those states that doing the redistricting, right? Players making a sacrifice of saying, oh, if you're going to do that in these states, we're not going to play in those states. Similar to what the kid did in Ole Miss years ago, where, you know, he said, I'm not going to play under this flag, you know. So Ryan, I listened to Ryan on the Pivot the other day, and what Ryan broke down, you know, the whole redistricting thing again. And he made a statement, and the statement was, I don't feel like the pressure should be on these young student athletes to make those kind of sacrifices for the, you know, for the good of the country, for good of the culture, good of the people. I don't think those kids should be asked at this early age to make those kind of sacrifices and clean up the things that these adults are doing, you know. So based on that scenario, what's your thoughts on that, Jose?
I think that it takes both. I think it's going to take the youth and it's going to take the people that are older to come together. And again, like Christy was talking about, like everyone has to be on board. I think regardless of your age, everyone has to be on board, because you can try these things, but if everyone is not trying to do the same thing, in other words, the adults need to be doing some things as well, right? Trying to change some of the guidelines, or just I'm not real sure some of the other things that we could be doing, because I need a little time to kind of think about it. But I do feel like that if you're going to do something, when we start making a movement, it's going to take everybody. I don't think you're too young to make a decision that's going to affect the future, your future, or the future of your kids, right? So once you're college age, you're basically almost an adult, and you have power as well. And I think it's a good way to teach students or young people that they do have power is by making these political decisions, by making decisions that change the political realm. So no, I don't think, but I do think everyone needs to be on board, because if everyone's not on board, then you're just gonna have a few people sacrificing and nothing's going to change. It's just gonna be some failed, sacrifices that were made, and the people that feel like they're still going to support these schools, they're still going to do it, you know. So the policies are not going to change if the people don't change.
You got Dwayne. I know you had something you want to bring up on that.
Yeah, my take more is along the lines of affecting like their NIL. Like I'm under the understanding that they take NILs like individualized, you know what I'm saying? Though catered towards that specific athlete to do some type of promotion, it's a particular person usually funding it. Now, if that person funding it is somebody who's for the redistricting, you know what I'm saying, I would then go to that person and see if we can't have a conversation. And if we can't have a conversation and get an understanding on why they would think that this is, you know, the right thing to do, then I would no longer use that NIL, you know what I'm saying, and vice versa. Like, I think we can kind of just hold the actual NIL people accountable, because it's usually like a collective or a particular person. Like, I think that to, like you said, to make them actually sit out would be kind of extreme. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it would have to be so much unison that it would be kind of hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that 100%. Like, I wouldn't want anybody to be held behind because somebody decided not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're kids. They can say they're going to do it and then not do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it would have to be it would have to be unity in doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because what I would say is, though they hold the power, you know, what could they do? Let's just say hypothetically they sat out. You know what I'm saying? Or hypothetically they transferred to states that wasn't redistricting. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it would affect that. Let's just say state university. Let's say University of Tennessee or University of LSU. Louisiana State University. Yes, it would affect those universities, and I think it could affect change, but those particular universities are going to be affected. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say that, you know, like, that's what I said, a Florida State might not be affected. You know what I'm saying? Like, because who is it? You know what I'm saying? Because in Florida, you got 3 teams. You know what I'm saying? You got Miami, Florida, and, you know what I'm saying? And if they're doing it in Florida, are all 3 of the teams doing it? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I said. The unity would just be hard for it to do it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we do have the numbers in black players, but we're not even unified in the NFL. The professionals won't even take a stand. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking the same thing.
Because like you said, like when the Kaepernick situation came up, a lot of people backed off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, now that, you know, the situation is still kind of tense in the NFL, people, you know what I'm saying, are backing off of it. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I feel about it. This sounds crazy. They're like, well, it's only politics. It's only, you know what I'm saying, it's only 45-47. That's the problem. With nobody else were we talking about these things. You know what I'm saying? This is like a last 10 years type situation where we're always harping on your politics determine your, you know what I'm saying, who you are as a person. I hate to say it like that, but that's how it's come to us, like where we're separating it. Like, hey, if you're going to believe in this person in blind faith, then you obviously got, you know what I'm saying, ill intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, because who can like a pedophile racist? Like, who can, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, we always, you know, like I said, we try to assimilate it to black culture. You know what I mean? Like, but all I'm saying is, if you, because like I said, we know that the players have power, but how do you affect power when you don't have any unity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How would you get these players on the same on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
like
Yeah.
like anything else.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's just take it from what you were just saying, right? If y'all recall when they were doing that thing about the transgender bathrooms and all that stuff, and not what did they do? They took the All-Star game away from Atlanta. They shut down. They took away something from North Carolina. They went at all the states that said we don't agree with this policy, and they did that junk immediately. They didn't play around with it, and they changed it.
But
So
who was the they?
it was
Exactly. So they said that the they is the LGBTQ community.
but here's
and
the problem.
They tend to stick together. They
Here's the
tend to
problem.
stick together, though.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. You know what I mean? Although I understood what Ryan was saying, and I disagree with the thought of we should have these kids make these decisions at this age, because at what age then?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Most of
Yeah.
anything always happens with the younger group.
Exactly.
They're the ones who can really, bring on change. Now you
Exactly.
said something has to be in unity. You said, buddy, so if this was a big enough issue, if we as a people saw this as a big enough issue, you're telling me that we can't do what the LGBT community did as a
If
culture?
we came together, the thing is, I think one of the biggest.
I'm just saying,
I think
if this is not a big enough, here's my point. If this is not a big enough issue to rally around, then what is? Then what's a big enough issue?
I think you're right, because that's the first thing I said, that I think that they are old enough to make those decisions, but it has to be, everyone has to be on board, right? You're dealing with people that have sometimes based their dreams, their hopes and dreams around college, right? And around playing sports and all these different things, and thinking that they may not have other opportunities. So that's why it's easy for some people to fall back in line, just like you had all these NFL players fall back in line instead of fight for the things that are right. And so until you can have, and just like Dwayne said, I was thinking the same thing earlier. If them adults couldn't come together, can the kids come together? If the kids can come together, but it still has to be our whole community, not just the children, it has to be the adults as well, come together and say, this is what we are going to do, and do it, and stand on business.
What
okay?
if this is not an opportunity for those young kids to do it and make the adults see, look what we're willing to do for $1 million a year. What will y'all be willing to do for your $20 million a year? You know what I mean? At what point are we not for sale? At what point maybe the young people can spark that is what I'm saying. I think this is an opportunity.
I think, let me say this. This is why I think it's an opportunity. I think because college football used to be free, this is the opportunity to do it. So let's just say you do give up that NIL. You do miss out on that money, right?
What is NIL?
NIL is like name, image, and likeness, like them getting paid.
That's the money
in
that college kids are getting paid
Okay.
from now.
So they could technically do it now
What up,
because they
B?
could just go back to being students. You know what I'm saying? They already getting their room and board paid for. They already getting their food. You know what I'm saying? They may not be able to get the cars and get the savings right now, but like you said, if they stand in unity and maybe, like I said, sit out. And let me say this: maybe they sit out the spring. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, or the first, you know what I'm saying, until they see these changes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it end up not being that long. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you take a stance early in this, you know what I'm saying?
But keep in mind, Dwayne, what the comparison I made was what they did in Carolina, what they did here in Atlanta. It was the threat. It was just the threat that woke them up. You know what I mean? It's like if enough of them just get together and just let these people know this is what we're willing to do. This is how we seriously take what you guys are doing with this redistricting. This is how serious we take it. And we're willing to tell you, if you all don't go to the bat for us, then we're not gonna go to the bat for you. I'm just saying, if this is not a big enough issue to spark at least that conversation, if this is not a big enough issue to at least, make Joker start having his real live conversations. Like I know, most of these big name college players, just like basketball, they know each other now. With all the circus that go on throughout the course of the year, these jokers know each other. All them top 10, 15, 20 recruits, they've crossed paths at some point during 707s, during this camp to this camp. These social media lets you tag into anyone. It's like it would take somebody to spark it. But I guess my point just is, I was disappointed that Ryan backed off on it, because Ryan is a voice now. You know what I mean? And he made it seem like I understand why he couldn't do it. I was like, I get it, Ryan, but if this is not a big enough issue, then what is? If this isn't, I don't. What else is left? If they're trying to control your vote. If this is not a big enough issue, these were just worried about bathrooms. They shut down a whole All-Star game for bathrooms.
Yeah.
For bathrooms. We talking about voting rights.
Yeah.
Let's weigh this thing here. You know what I mean?
I mean, part of why they're trying to take away the voting rights and redistricting is so that we don't have a voice. So they don't want us to have a voice. The thing is, will they care if our athletes don't show up? Will it be the same? It's definitely not going to be the same, right? And is that enough when it affects their bottom line? Because I feel like it's a domino effect. If they don't have the athletes, they may not get as much viewership, as much participation, as much, the fans, those type of things. So will that be enough to change some of these laws?
Absolutely. Mm. If the LGBT could shut down an All-Star game, could shut down the racing thing in Carolina, we talking about billions of dollars. You know what I mean? I mean, we're talking about a lot. We're talking about mega money.
So what about the athletes that are already in position? Do they need to leave their colleges?
Why do you put on the athletes to sit out? How about the doctors don't go to work? Well, here's the thing, B. I think with the athletes, whether they sit out or not, I just think the conversation at least needs to be had. You know what I mean? The conversation needs to be had. There needs to be some kind of committee that's willing to go to these schools and say, hey, listen, we got a problem. You know what I mean? It needs to be had. It needs to be addressed. And the doctors sitting out, they're not going to cost, they're going to, a school billions of dollars. Y'all realize these schools making a lot of money on these athletes.
What doctors are you talking about? Is he talking about exactly? Just in general?
I don't know if he's.
What is he talking about?
In general, just doctors not go to work. People not going to work.
Doctors? Why you got to pick doctors?
I'm just saying. I'm talking about something that I'm talking about. Athletes can impact the economy. They'll have a direct impact on the economy of those cities and those states directly. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, to Ryan's point, if this is not a big enough issue to do it, that I just don't know. I don't know what is. If voting is not big enough, I don't know where do you go from there. You know what I mean? I don't know where you go from there, because this is major, man.
But what about the students that are already at the schools? What would they do?
Well, what I'm talking about right now is I'm talking about
athletes.
I'm talking about the ones that have direct impact on the economy of those schools.
Right.
And we all know, especially in the SEC in the South, football is king.
Right.
Football is king. So and they will have a direct impact on the economy of those cities and those states that those schools are in.
So you want them to switch schools? The people that have been there for 2 or 3 years?
I would love for them. I would love to have see a committee formed amongst these college athletes to be going to these presidents. Because that's ultimately, if you go to these presidents, these school presidents, and let these presidents know, hey, we got a problem, then make those presidents have to go to those presidents. Trust and believe, the president of LSU can go right to the governor of Louisiana. You know what I mean? The president of LSU can go right to the senator of Louisiana. They're going to have contact. They're going to be able to communicate with these people. You know what I mean? I'm just saying they need to let them, it needs to be some kind of push to say, hey, there's a problem here. And I'm just saying maybe that would trigger these professional athletes to say, hey, look what these young guys are doing.
Yeah.
We need to step up too. I just think maybe that's what it would take. That's all.
But it takes it takes everybody, because even with the Kaepernick, you still had the fans that were willing to watch when he was done that way. They still were
The
supporting.
fans were willing to watch because the players didn't budge. Trust and believe, if those players budged,
and
it would have changed the dynamic.
And everybody needs to be on board. That's the thing. Everyone needs to be on board.
But Kaepernick's fight wasn't, I that's always a debate. I didn't necessarily feel Kaepernick's fight, you know what I mean, the original fight. And I won't go back into that debate right now. I'm just saying this is a different fight right here. Mm-hmm. This is a whole different ball game, and I don't think people it's talked about, but I don't think it's the impact. I don't think is taken seriously enough of people really realizing what can really happen. And I think it's gonna be too late before they realize, oh man, that's what they were doing last year. You know what I mean? I think it's a real concern. The president of LSU has more power than the governor. Here's my point. Hey B, that's my point. That's my point, B. You correct. And that's what I'm saying. These presidents of these schools need to feel some of this. You know what I mean? And I think these athletes have the power to make them do that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not even saying do a great boycott at this point. I'm just saying that the conversation needs to be had. A committee of these athletes. I just think they need to get to these presidents, let these presidents know we're not happy about this, and these are the things that we're willing to do. If you all aren't willing to fight for us, you know what I mean? I just think conversation's got to be had. It got to be had before it's too late. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's going to take the new students and the students that are already there, because that's the other thing. Everyone would have to be on one accord, and then there would have to be schools that are willing to, when my son graduated, he got scholarship offers. I told him go where the most money was at. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need some schools that are willing to offer them what these other schools were offering them, I think.
Well, here's the reality. You got a lot of states that aren't doing, right now, I think it's Tennessee, it's Florida, it's Louisiana. I don't know if it has Texas committed to it yet. I'm not sure if they did the redistricting or not. That's how. Well, that's not the whole reason.
No. Yeah, she had to run for senator because she was her House of Representatives.
Yeah. I know a lot of these southern is more so these southern states, and there's plenty of other places to go. I just feel like if we saw how they shut down, what they did to the Braves, they did the All-Star game. We saw it firsthand. We witnessed it. I mean, we saw what they did with the race thing in North Carolina. We witnessed it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. These folks worry about certain things impact their bottom line. The problem is they don't respect our people enough. They don't respect our culture enough because they feel like everything y'all are saying. They feel like everything they're saying right here, we can't get together. They feel the same way. They feel like they're not gonna get together. They're not gonna do it.
I'm not saying they're not gonna get. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's gonna take.
No, I understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying you didn't say it. I'm saying they feel like the establishment feels like certain that we can't stick together long enough to make it happen.
I definitely think that because Ryan Clark went to LSU, he could probably get a coalition of LSU players to do it. What's the name? Like a Champ Bailey probably can get a coalition of Georgia players. You know what I'm saying? Just like basically like you said, your black players who graduated from there, could call to the collective. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And let's just even say if need be, pay to the athletes if they lose out to something. You know what I'm saying? Because they can afford it. But what I'm saying is, this is what I'll say. I heard something earlier before I drove in here about them talking about Democrats and how black people don't ask for anything from Democrats in the vote thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that came to my mind was we're only 13% of the population. But what we are 90% of, the talent in college football. So that's why I said I definitely think it could work because that's where we're a majority at. We need to use the places that we're majority at to affect change if we're ever going to get change because like they say, we're only 13% of the vote. Yeah, you're right. So obviously we ain't enough to elect somebody. But because we're 90% of the talent in college football, we can affect college football. We can affect these schools because we are the talent in this space. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I definitely think if we did come together, this would be the perfect place because, like I said, we're the majority. So, because I'd even say it like this, we do need unification, but if we got 50% on board, I think everybody else would come on board. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, or even like 20, like you said, let's just say 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, and a safety. You know what I'm saying? From each school, say I ain't playing. That's enough, especially if they're the talent, that's enough to be like, hold on, let's listen to these people. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that's
but
enough to get. I think that's enough to get to people to this table. If your quarterback, your running back, your talented, you know what I'm saying? Your wide receivers say, "Well, we're not playing this season until these things."
Hey, let me give you one better. If you looked at the opening week, right? If you looked at the opening week alone, I was watching. They had some of them games posted the other day, and the opening week games was LSU versus somebody. It was all the first week of ESPN games that they listed the other day were all those Southern schools. Just imagine if you just told those presidents, "Hey, look, y'all want to see us boycott that week 1? Just week 1 alone, Dwayne. Week 1 alone would cost them so much money. Just you know what I mean? I'm just saying, if this ain't a time to stand on all 10, I just don't know. I don't know what else are we looking for as a collective? What else are we looking for as a collective to say we got to stand up now? These folks are trying to take away your voting rights. These folks are trying to control the election process. These folks are trying to. If this is not a big enough stance, I'm saying to y'all, I just don't know what else will we see is big enough. What else will we see is big enough? This is what they've been fighting against, man, forever for our folks. If this ain't big enough, I'm just saying. I mean, what else is? What else is?
Everything he's done over the last year has been big enough. But I haven't seen a lot of movement.
It's voting though, man.
Everything that he's done. I mean, they took away the voting rights before they even started the redistricting. So they already started dismantling everything that we fought for. So that's why I don't. It could work. It could work, but I don't see it working without everybody being on board. Because I feel like if it's 50%. It's going to be what they always do. They still take the token people who are willing to take the money and put them in those positions.
No, you're right. It has to be a collective.
So that's why I don't think the 50%. I'm not saying I don't know for sure that it wouldn't work, but I just feel like it needs to be more than that.
Hold on, Mike.
Hold on, we got a caller.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on.
Sound like ask a caller.
It definitely.
Mm-hmm. While you're getting the caller ready, Frank said, "D, we may be 9% of the talent, but 98% of NIL money is coming from Caucasian businesses. Just a fact."
That's still a fact.
That's the B said for us to only be 13% of the vote, they darn sure make it a point to get that for some reason. Exactly. That 13% seem to be pretty darn strong.
I think we're more than 13% of the population.
That's what they try to make us think.
That's why I think. Yeah, I've been thinking that. I've been thinking that they just want us to think that we're a lower percentage of the population than what we are.
Week 1 out of 4 schools will cost them $36 million in revenue, and that's not even counting TV viewership.
Mike, you on?
Go ahead, Mike. Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm on. Okay. Hey, I totally see where you guys are going with it, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous. We need to focus on getting the black vote together. We need to focus on, hell, we can't even get people to support black business, but you're going to ask high school kids that are going to be making life-changing decisions. I got two partners, one of which didn't need the money, but one of them, the NIL money, has already changed their family's lives. You can't ask these kids not to take that plunge, because what you got to look at, ultimately what's going to happen, you're going to have schools say, you know what, we'll go with the ones that do, because it won't be a total group, but they'll just start bringing in more white kids. Nobody's going to walk away from that kind of money. We can't get black people to go down and vote. You know how many people I know didn't vote this last cycle? That's ridiculous. And some people ignorant and happy. Well, I ain't vote. I don't agree with either one of the parties. So they just don't vote. So I think until we change that, nothing's going to change. And you're asking kids that, some of which come from nothing, to forgo that, to make a stance, and we can't even get together on voting, keeping trap music off the radios. We can't even get adults to do that, but you're asking a kid not to make life-changing money. My boy's son makes $300 a year playing for SEC school.
Now let me ask you this. MJ. If let's just say a Champ Bailey, a Hines Ward, a Richard Seymour. I'm just naming Terrell Davis. I'm naming some of the NFL Hall of Famers, football players that went to these schools, right? Let's say the athletes that do it, the collective comes together and step into if the places where they would lose these opportunities. Let's just say they would lose, because what I think Lo is trying to say is the threat you won't lose opportunities, because the threat enough is gonna make people change. And I'm saying what we do is just basically have a backup, because that's what you're saying is, though the Caucasians are paying for the NIL, it's because there's no black people to pay for it. But if there's black people to step in and intercede, then it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the black people can just compensate for them.
These are people that have, okay, you got oil money like in Texas. At some point, SMU is probably going to be one of the 5 teams in the country just because of the oil money they have. Texas A&M in Texas already are. Stanford because of endowment. Okay, we cannot match it. Our 13%, because we need our money. And the people that do have that money can't make a change in NIL. You're talking about real money. You're talking about corporations. You're talking about Nike, CEO. That's the only reason Oregon's made show. He's probably 1 year away from paying the right players. Texas A&M paid more than anybody. Couldn't win, wrong coach. University of Georgia gets money. These are people with real money. I'm not talking about millionaires. You're talking about people that 1% that have, or people that have 400 or 500 million, and it's a tax write-off.
Hey Mike, let me ask you a question. What happened? What happened when they went with the All-Star game in Atlanta?
What about it? I'm not familiar.
When they wouldn't allow when they did the transgender issue about using the bathrooms and all that stuff. What do you recall? What happened?
Yeah. Oh, they shut it down.
Who did?
They wouldn't let them, or like going into Magic City when you're talking about when they. I was familiar with the Magic City situation.
No. When they passed that law that transgenders couldn't use bathrooms, what happened to the All-Star game in Atlanta? What happened to the race car thing in North Carolina?
No, I'm not familiar. Tell me.
They canceled it. they canceled them.
Okay,
they refused anything in the state. The All-Star game said we will not come to Atlanta. The race car said we will not race cars in North Carolina. We will not do these things in your states until you change these laws. But
Well,
we,
because
but
there's
the
a big
problem is, we
difference.
as
And
black
this
people,
is-
we always
this
say,
is the
"Oh,
sad
we
thing.
can't do it." Everybody can make the sacrifice, but
That's
black
how
folks.
messed up it is in Atlanta. That's how messed up America is. You call somebody a F word or that is worse than calling somebody a nigger, because we always call each other nigger. And what I'm saying about that is they care about offending that community. They don't care about offending us, because at the end of the day, they know they're dealing with a group of kids that money's life changing, and you're trying to get an 18-year-old to make a decision that's going to affect his family and him. An 18-year-old, think about your mind at 18. And you're asking that kid to forgo something that's going to be life changing for his family.
That's not what I said though. If you hear what I said if there was ever a time for people to stand up and have some type of coalition to go to these schools, to go to these presidents and demand something. Why are we as a people are so afraid to demand anything, but then we cry while we don't ever get anything, because we're the only ones who won't stand up for anything. We're the only ones who won't stand up for it.
What could
We're the
you
only
demand
ones.
those presidents do?
Huh?
What could you demand those presidents do?
To go to the governor and say, listen, we got kids who say they're not gonna come to our schools. We got black kids that say they're not signing no more scholarships. They're not gonna do. They're gonna go to the schools that don't redistrict. That don't redistrict. That's what they're gonna start doing. And there's plenty. And there's more than enough schools for them. There's more than enough money for them. The money don't run out, brother.
You can't get.
See, here's my point. Here's my point. We continuously talk about what we can't do.
But you're
This is
gonna
the
ask
problem.
an 18-year-old, you playing Russian roulette with somebody else's ass, and you can't even get adults to do a goddamn thing together.
Yeah.
We're
can't
talking about adults.
You say we can't answer. Get up. Okay, people shop for a week with only black businesses. We can't get black people to do that, but you're asking an 18-year-old to put his livelihood on the line, because you know some schools may bend under that pressure, but you know what's really gonna happen? Ole Miss gonna double down on it and say, these nuts.
Yeah.
Texas is gonna double down on it. You ever been to Texas and got outside of Austin or Dallas? It's like going back in time. Country ass Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Georgia, North Georgia, other than the metro Atlanta area. It's like going back in time.
That mentality is what they bank on. What you're saying is what they bank
It's not
on.
mentality.
That's all I'm saying. That's what they bank on.
Prove that you can do it with something small, like having a week or 5 days of supporting black business, organize black churches so it might work, but you're asking young kids to be the forefront, many of which don't have fathers, many of which moms poured into them. You go to those camps now, you got moms that are taking out loans to make sure their kids can go to these camps.
Again, what you're saying is the reason why these things never happen, because that's the mentality. The mentality is we can't. Those white folks can sit on their high horses and say these niggas can't come together to do that. They not gonna do it. So why should we worry about it?
Well, you're right, because these niggas can't come
this is the
together
problem.
to have
You
a
keep saying
sit-in, a black
18-year-olds.
sit-in. My point is, if you do small things, if people want to organize and get it together on something small and give those kids a win, and they say that we will organize, but you're asking the kid to walk away from $1 million contract because somebody thinks it's good for them to do when they're sitting on their monkey asses? Hell no. That makes no sense.
Not asking kids to walk away from $1 million contracts, Mike. You're asking kids to show that they are concerned. You're asking kids and we're not talking about just 18-year-olds. The NIL goes throughout college. There's 22 years old, there's 23 years old, there's 24 years old. So let's get off this thing about all these little kids. These are grown men in college. These are grown men making NIL money. These are a whole bunch of people. My point is,
everybody black have a sit out. What then? You organize a black sit out when nobody black goes up to work.
Mike, I actually agree with you.
To take a risk that most adults won't take.
I actually agree that the adults need to collectively as in our community come together and stand for something. I'm not saying that those two things can't happen simultaneously, but I do agree with that we don't stand for a lot of things a lot of times when we should be standing and coming together.
What I'm saying is,
Exactly.
what I'm saying is, these kids hold a lot of power. College sports literally fund a lot of these cities. Fund them. That's just facts. What I'm saying is, if these college students had some type of coalition, that they had conversation, hear what's been said. The entire time I've said there's an opportunity to have conversations with these presidents, to let these presidents know that you are not happy, period. You can go to these schools. You can let these folks know that there's consequences to what they're doing. If not, then okay. All I'm saying is, if there's ever a time for people to start speaking up and making some demands, then you tell me, what time is it? If this ain't it, then tell me when.
Okay, no, I'm not saying for time. I'm thinking you're looking at the wrong catalyst. Why not put that on? Why not show something like just have a black solidarity thing where everybody wears the color black one day?
That ain't gonna cost you no money.
Month, you know,
who's gonna lose money off of that?
$1 that day. Stretch that out to a week. Then you go and ask those kids, you know what? Those kids say, oh, I'm part of something. But right now you have people wanting to play Russian roulette, because I'm telling you, think about it, just the gall to do that. Trump attacked another country blatantly. Do you think Trump ain't gonna drop his nuts and say, you know what, let's see what they're gonna do?
Yeah.
And you know what? They're going to have an all-white Alabama team like they used to.
It never happened. It
won't
won't
happen.
happen.
Be slapjack ass.
It won't. You can go get the Alabama team. And what happened when they had that all-white Alabama team? What made them go get them black kids? They got spanked. And all I'm saying is, you take them same kids.
What you're saying, if you do that, all it's going to take is one or two schools doubling down and saying no. And when you know as well as I do, anytime somebody takes that NIL money, they're pretty much packaged under whoever, if it's Nike or whatever. If it's a liberal place, if you're in California, you're good with shit like that. But you're talking about the South, there's one thing, the racism runs deep. The racism runs deep at these schools. Deep in Georgia, deep in Louisiana. Look what the governor's trying to do. He wants to make changes that's only going to affect black counties. And he's doing it with a smile on his face. Mm-hmm. Look at the voter turnout for black votes. Black people didn't get off their asses and vote. We can't speak to each other. Have a national black man speak to black man day, and then have wear all red while you're doing it, whatever color you want to pick. But we can't even do that. But you're asking children to come in, and that's what they are, and you're asking them to go sit before a governor. Yes, in a perfect world it'd be great, but we aren't even organized. Imagine if all the damn preachers, all these mega preachers get together, have a preacher summit. They won't do that. That would organize a lot of people and would influence the very people whose kids are going to be those NIL kids. But they won't even do that. You know why? Because they're afraid. They don't want to lose that tax break. They don't want the man to come looking at their tax records because it's a business. Jesus means shit to their ass. And you know this. So don't have his pie in the sky. The level of black corruption is why we're down. It ain't got shit to do with nothing else.
Nah, I don't agree with that. But what is another solution that you feel like if the kids are not stepping up, what would be a solution for the adults?
I think you're 100% right. But what I think that needs to happen is having discussions like this. And the first people to bring on board is churches, because these are people that will follow and will listen. And then you get church people and churches to speak to their congregations. Think about it. Most people that get kids on NIL, they can either run from poor or black people that put their kids in the right camp and invest in them and train them. Now you got moms that are doing it. So if your churches reach out and you're organized, it's a big difference when they elect one person and he's speaking for the black conscience And he says, hey, look, this needs to change. And one of the things we're going to do is put pressure with NIL. And another thing we're going to do, like when they had the bus sit-ins, they were losing money. They listened. And if we say nobody black, and it's organized, not people talking shit and have black leaders do it, say, look, nobody black buy anything on July 4th. Not a damn thing if you ain't already got it. Or black people stop eating McDonald's. If black people stop eating fucking fast food would end overnight, other than Chick-fil-A.
I hear you. I don't agree with you, but I hear you. I think what you're saying is what they count on. That's how I feel. I think what you're saying is what they count on. I think these kids have enough power and enough intelligence. These ain't no 1960s kids. These kids are extremely intelligent. These kids know way more than you ever did at 18 years old right now. These aren't average 18-year-old kids. These kids are adults. A lot of these kids have.
Who's going to speak to them? There's no national black leader now. If Obama stepped up and said, hey, let's bring all this together and do it. We need somebody that's polarized and organizer. Right now, no kid's going to do that because who's going to be the national spokesman for it? Al fucking Sharpton? I wouldn't let my dog follow him.
So that's what I said at the beginning of the conversation was if there was an opportunity for somebody to get these kids together and to rally these kids together, these kids are more than intelligent enough to know. And these kids understand their power. Just like that kid when he went to Ole Miss said he wasn't gonna put on that flag on the Ole Miss, and they changed that flag at Ole Miss. So we keep saying what can't be done. It can't be done because nobody wants to do it. But if somebody actually speaks out and does it and puts something forward with it, and these kids have enough power, you get, like I said earlier, if they just threaten the first game of the season, every black kid said we're not playing that first game. These two Clemson, I think, whatever, and these two SEC schools, man, that would gain so much attention. It's ridiculous. It would gain national attention. It would have people talking. It would give somebody something to talk about.
Black people to vote. We can't get black people to vote. If you get somebody, I think it could work if you get Obama to get off his ass and do it. But if it ain't Obama, who black is going to get people organized like that? There's nobody there. Farrakhan's capable, but Christians ain't gonna.
That's
follow
why I said earlier.
Farrakhan.
My point earlier was Ryan Clark was a voice. I think if that voice continue, it can get to the next voice. I think what I said earlier was I think if these college kids made a statement and unity, I think that would give enough to make the NFL folks start saying, "Well, dang, we can't let these kids outshine us." I think those voices can be done, but you have to have some concern. But if we keep just brushing on the road and everybody goes in the mindset, well, everybody's not going to do it anyway. So that's why the stuff never gets done. That's why LBGT can get stuff shut down overnight. You know what I mean? That's why they can pass crime bills for every other religion but ours. They can do all these things because they know we won't do it because we're going to say what we can't do. That's how it always ends up. That's why they never hear our voices.
I'm just saying we always want the home run. But anybody that's ever played baseball will tell you need to get on base. We haven't got on base since the 60s.
Yeah.
We need to get on base. Start having organized sit-ins. Start having the next time somebody's mishandled at McDonald's, nobody buys it.
Yeah.
That's how you put pressure. You're not putting pressure having everybody likes football. We shut down football for one day. That's shit. No, guaranteed. Ryan Clark start talking too much shit, he won't be working. They've done it before.
MJ, what makes you think that black people are the only ones eating this fast food? Kind of pissed me off with that comment.
A lot of it is we are the number one consumer of black food.
Of what? Of black food?
Fast food, junk food. If we stop eating fast food, that would take notice. Something like that would take notice because we use it. That would be a big switch. Any type of boycott.
I'm gonna have to look up these facts because that doesn't sound.
Look
right.
it up. Look it up.
I mean, any type of boycott, you're right. Nobody argues that point. My point is simple. this is an opportunity where a topic was broached and immediately backed down on. I think Frank said something about his wife's business got affected. That's what you're talking about, Frank. But this is what I'm saying. This is the tactic that's continuously used because we don't stand for nothing. And that's the problem. I'm just saying everybody can get stuff passed but our people. We're the only ones that can't get nothing done because we always have this mindset of what we can't do. I'm just saying this was opportunity. In a voting, redistricting is not a big enough thing to fight for. Then y'all tell me what it is. That's all I'm saying. Y'all tell me what it is.
Let's not say we don't get anything done.
No,
we haven't
I agree with
got
that
anything
part of
done
it,
recently.
Nobody can disagree with that.
But we have done a lot. We have had a lot done. Got a lot done in this country. That's everything that Trump is trying to dismantle now. All the hard work that we did put in. So let's not say we don't get anything done. We get some stuff done.
No, we don't. In modern history, no. The shit that he's tearing down, anything with President Obama on there, he can't end it. At some point, we will have socialized medicine. That's going to happen. But as far as everything that's old, the redistricting, all that stuff, they did it when he put all those federal judges in. Nobody saw the importance of that.
Yeah.
But we had a chance for a black female governor, and people didn't even turn out.
They turned out
That
election was stolen, and you know it. The election was stolen. But anyway, we don't want to hammer this. You got anything else, MJ, on this topic? We don't want to hammer it too much longer.
Yeah, we're good, man.
All right. I think this is a good time for.
Appreciate you calling in, brother. Ain't heard from you in a while, man. Always good to argue with you.
I think this is a good time for a break. What you think, Larry?
Yeah, I am.
Much love.
All day, man. I'm gonna read a couple of these comments, then we're gonna go do a quick break. They are in the Ring of Honor, Hall of Fame. Once they do that, saying they will lose their Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor status. Hey, that's what sacrificing is all about, man. I read that one. The only thing that positive care about is money. Todd Vick said week 1 out of 4 schools would cost them $36 million in revenue. That's not even counting TV viewership. That's all I'm saying. It's a cost of money. We have to vote, start with stuff we can control, get up and get out and vote. Can't commit to doing our part. Then you look at, they have taken our ability to vote. Man, some of the people we voted for are getting in there and selling us out, for sure. That's never going to change. Frank said he agreed with COP for a change. Non-voters need to realize that the redistricting is too scared. The redistricting is too scared the blacks from voting. They have options still. The league didn't shut down. Games still happen elsewhere. The perceived power is real. Mm-hmm. Shut down the league. NBA playoffs are on now. Tell them to stop playing now. Mm-hmm. What happens? The kids shouldn't be the ones to make it happen. I'm just saying, younger generations always the ones that spark any type of revolution. Mm-hmm. It's always the young people. Martin Luther King died at 39, but he started at a young, ripe age. Revolutionaries start at a young age. Y'all know that like I know that.
Yeah.
B said the Bible says a little child should lead them. Y'all got the power of the people, but scared because you don't get money. Facts. Eddie Robinson put in Hall of Famers in the league. They came to Grambling and got players. And that's what happened, man. You know what I mean? Sam Cunningham integrated the South in 4 quarters. Then MLK did in 4 years. Entire conversation boils down to unity and voting. Until we figure that out, we're still in the same spot. No argument, Frank.
Yeah.
These same people have to go to war and give their lives, and the government told them. So 18 don't mean nothing. Facts.
Exactly.
For our people think people did during Martin Luther King Rosa time, park times, and boycott. And I ain't even saying go at the full boycott. I'm just saying have the conversation. If we could just in unity, just imagine if all those top schools, those top athletes got together. They do it. They do it to party. They do it for all the other stuff. All I'm saying is if they just got together and they met with these presidents, bruh, you tell me them presidents wouldn't sit down with them? Come on, man. That's all I'm saying. And these presidents can reach out to anybody in government. Period. Come on, Obama has his wife to answer to. What we've gotten on base. We just had a black president. We got black quarterbacks in the NFL, MVPs, and Super Bowls. Good deal. That was a nice, heated conversation, man. Appreciate everybody's comments. We're going to take a quick break. I see Cowboys walked in the building. We'll be back. Give us 2 quick minutes, man. Classic Conversation with JT and Lo.
And Giselle.
Listen, man, I've had iPhone 11 for a long time since iPhone 11 came out.
What?
Yeah, iPhone 11, and I wore it with pride because I was like, I'm not getting a new phone every time one of these things come out.
That's fair.
You know, the whole family got better phones than me, and it's okay. So I'm at Sam's, right, and I'm unloading my cart, and my mom calls me. I put it on the speaker until I get my Bluetooth. You look in the parking lot, it was dry to the left. It was dry to the right. It was dry everywhere you could see. My phone's on the back of the trunk. It fell down in the only freaking puddle in the entire area. And that phone went face first. That joke ain't been back on since, man. It went zoop.
So Lord, I'm gonna just go and tell you something. That iPhone 11 decided it wanted to die. It jumps. It jumps ship.
That is funny.
That iPhone 11 was like this. He can't keep pushing me like this.
Find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
We back, man. Classic Conversation with JT and Lo.
And Jose.
And guess who's back? Guess who's back? There's a song about that. Guess who's back?
Tell a friend.
JT is in the building. JT is in the building.
JT, you know we missed your iconic. Yo, I think you should just go on and come in with it.
Hey, yo, y'all know what time it is. It is time for Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And Jose.
And if you know by Ish, Classic Conversations is at top of the list in regards to ishness. But I was ishness tonight because I made a promise to my wife, so I had to honor it. I didn't recognize that it was Tuesday, the date that she gave, because Memorial Day kind of caught me off guard. Plus, I was off a couple of days, so it kind of caught me off guard. So, had to honor it. So, we met in the middle, went over there, kicked it for a minute, and as you can see, I got on a cowboy hat because it was a cowboy theme. That's what it was. So there, now I'm here, and sounds like some stuff was really, really dope, And
Had a good one. We had a good one going.
yeah. So you had my brother MJ to call in. Good to hear you, MJ. For real.
Yeah, he got fired up as always. Always fun talking to MJ. Always good at arguing with MJ.
Yeah, missed that, MJ. Make sure you give us a call a couple of more times. Better yet, make a surprise visit for us. That would be so dope. Because I went back and looked at some old clips of Classic Conversations.
Yeah.
And boy, he had a lot going on back then, man. There was a lot of views for MJ and some of his takes on, law enforcement and the things that's going in our community and that type of thing.
B want you to do just the opposite. B say don't ask him to call. We get on B skin. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oh boy. But yeah, good to be here, man. Glad to get in here. But
Good deal, man. Well, we had it crunk up for you, man. I guess you can go into, briefing about your week and then get into your topic.
Oh boy, my week. So yeah, I think I told y'all last week about the boss man hitting my car and everything. Right? I told y'all about that, right? So that was last Tuesday, correct? Today, I just got my rental car. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Been dealing with this since then, trying to get. I had a horrible insurance agent. Finally, had to get a different agent that's handling my claim, and again, wasn't my fault. This is his insurance, but have to go through the claim and everything. And my agent was horrible. Finally got somebody else on the phone. Basically, if my agent would have done what they were supposed to do, I could have had my rental car last Wednesday, last Thursday. But instead, I got it today. Had my car towed today. It was just, It's been a headache. Then on top of that, go to the rental car agency and started off great. My man Noah, assistant manager over at College Park, doing great. Enterprise, doing great. Everything was great. Then I get in the car, and the car has an eighth of gas in it. My man, he was trying to sell me, and I told him, I said, bro, you're great. You're great at your job. I'm in sales. I get it. I love what you're doing, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing what they, offered me. I'm doing just that. Get in the car, there's an eighth of gas in it, so he puts that down. I go to put some gas in it. It's a 2026 Nissan Altima. It has 10,000 miles on it, but I could not get the gas cap open to save my life.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't do it. Could not do it. I mean, I'm pulling on the latch.
What?
People blowing their horn at me. So finally I had to take it back because I didn't want to break it. Now here I am. I got to pay for that. So I took it back. So they give me another car.
Wait a minute. He didn't show you how to just open the gas tank?
Oh, I know how to open the gas tank. It was broken. It was messed
Wow.
up. So I go back and I get another car. It sounded a little rough, but I'd already been dealing with this for two and a half hours. I was like, man, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, be pulling up in the club. I'm just trying to have a car to get me back and forth.
Okay.
And I can Bluetooth my music into. So I get the new the car. He was like, bro, you know, there's a lot of people in here, of course, because it's the day after the holiday weekend. People are returning a lot of cars. And they're telling everybody, you know, listen, you drop your keys off, we can email you your receipt. So he's like, hey, man, I can just email you the change of paperwork or whatever, your receipt and everything, and we can, you know, go from there. I'm like, all right, cool. Go home, start my day. I realize that nothing has been emailed to me. So I call back over there, and I get the little intern. Didn't know they had interns at Enterprise, but that's what they called them while I was there. So I'm asking him, say, hey, man, I need to get my receipt emailed to me. I switched cars, blah, 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 blah. And I could, you know, the little boy, he was terrified. He didn't know what to do. So I finally said, hey, man, listen. I said, just let me get Noah or the manager on the phone. And he was like, well, yeah, they told me that we can't email, you know, receipts out. I said, listen, man. I said, when I was over there today, y'all was emailing everybody receipts out. I said, and my man specifically told me to save time, he would email me my receipt. Basically, if I get stopped by the cops right now, I don't have any paperwork to show that I should be driving this car. Because the paperwork that I have is for the Altima that the gas tank wouldn't open up. Well, Noah gets on the phone, and now understand, now I was on hold back and forth for 45 minutes with this. Now, it's close to closing time. They close at 6. So Noah gets on the phone. Oh, yeah, Mr. Tom, Miss D, I got you, man. Yeah, that was my intern. He don't understand that part, so I'm get that to you. Hold on for a second. First off, I'm thinking, why would you tell your intern that you can't do this if you could do this? Mm-hmm. Now, he's telling people that call in for it when you told him you was going to email it to him. Now, why you telling him that?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm on hold, and I expected to be on hold, so I'm starting to do some other stuff in life. And I realized, wait a minute, it's 6:15. Still, nothing has been emailed to me. So that was today. Oh, and then, of course, like I said, you know, had an event, promised my wife that I would attend, so I had to attend it, you know, to keep peace at the house or whatever. Came to a compromise. I go, show my face, hug some necks, you know, have a drink, then break out on over here. Of course, ended up hugging a couple of more necks because I was later than what I thought I was going to be. But earlier in the week, Thursday, Friday of last week, I had a little rash on my wrist. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this? You know what? Every now and then I get a rash. Old age. Shit happens. Every now and then it just come up. Could be a heat rash, whatever. It just pops up. Could be because, you know, always wearing wrist wear. It just pops up. So I'm thinking it's just going to go on about his business. Well, it didn't. I'm like, well, damn. What the hell is going on? Why is this shit still here? Then my wife decides to tell me, have you done anything in the yard lately?
Uh-oh.
I said, well, the other day, you know, I was out in front of the garage and I went to the garbage can and the bushes was in that one bush, that hedge that's right there by the garbage can, was in my way. So I grabbed my edger. If the battery, I have an electric one, so if the battery was working, you know, I was going to use it. So I did it. I had a cigar in this hand and I had an edger in this hand. So I'm just edging.
That sound like somebody addicted.
So she was like, oh, well, that might be where the poison ivy is.
I knew you was going to say poison
When
ivy.
did you know that we had poison ivy? Oh, well, yeah, I it was a couple other times I was out there and I was in shorts and short sleeves and, you know, I said, but you didn't tell me. So, yeah.
Ooh,
Poison
tore
ivy.
your ass up.
Yeah.
You know it's contagious too,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's not. I already looked it up. If it was, I wouldn't be here. Matter of fact, if it was, I'd have called all of y'all because, you know, I hug family, let them know. No,
I
it's
think the first day it is, though.
Yeah,
The
well,
first day.
again, this was a long time. This was a
Yeah.
couple days ago. So again,
Okay.
you know what it is if the because as it's healing, there's a it leaks,
Right.
and if you scratch and get it up under your nails, that's what's contagious. I already got
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Made
I
sure
knew it
that.
was something. I
Surely
knew-
wouldn't have been here if it was that. Wouldn't put
Yeah.
y'all. And I would have called because
Is
I
it
was
the
over there
first
with the
day,
family.
though? It's something, though. I know that.
Basically said it as long as you don't get the liquid
Yeah.
and push that around, you're okay.
Okay.
Man,
just-
I'm almost
yeah.
60. And I've never caught poison ivy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever caught poison. I'm damn near 60 years old. Yeah, I am sleeping in sleeves. I'm sleeping in sleeves because I'm putting all this stuff on my arms and don't want it to get on the bed and not do what it's supposed to do. Hey, folks,
Let you in the bed.
this was a little mini vacation. You gotta understand, this is a mini vacation.
I looked it up too.
Yes, you did. This was a mini vacation for me. I was off. I had days off, but then I had my car wrecked and I had to deal with insurance companies, and then I had to deal with poison ivy. Only good thing was I got me a new grill, and that was fun.
On your car?
No, a grill.
On your car.
I'm just trying to see if he's
Cooking.
you know,
Told you in a rental.
if he didn't got
Cooking.
if he ah
Yeah, I got me a new grill.
I'm slow because I was thinking about was
Funny.
the
And,
car out of mouth.
I left. I was cooking on gas for a minute, and I went to charcoal. And when I tell you, it is the best thing in the world, bro. Oh, it is such a beautiful thing. It is such. But my week, Tuesday to right now,
Yeah,
blessed.
going on.
But oh my God, it was crazy. It was crazy. So yeah, that's it. I've already put my little medication on. So hopefully y'all don't see me scratching or nothing while I'm up here.
I just want you to check and see if you got your email.
My email.
Yeah, for the car.
Oh, you know what?
That you
I
been
can do
stressed
that.
about.
But I didn't get it when it was 6:15 and I was on hold. I still hadn't gotten it. But you know what? Let's do it for kick's sake. Let's take a look
They trying to set you up.
at JT Bills and see if no, but there's a withdrawal notification on that motherfucker to make sure that I paid for the damn, because you had to put the deposit down, and of course they hit you back. But that's there. Let me see. Yeah.
Because they'll come looking for it. I know somebody that
6:15.
that went through that.
Well, they have it on record. They showed me that it was on. They told me it was on record that I had the Mitsubishi that I have now. But the thing is, if I get pulled by the police, I have no paperwork showing that this is supposed to be my car right now. Okay, so yeah, what's happening, people? That was my week, man. But yeah, that grilling with charcoal is a mother, man. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna do a half a day one of these Tuesdays and
Here we go.
get that thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
we heard that before.
the last time I did it, I brought the food, but I'm gonna do that because that charcoal, what y'all had was the gas grill the last time. That charcoal is totally different. Yeah, that charcoal is totally different. So,
The last time I believe you did not bring the food in.
oh no, I did.
The last
I brought
time?
some chicken. I brought some. Maybe that wasn't the time
Did you
that
grill?
you were here.
Did
but
you
it
grill?
was
Okay.
chicken. I brought some. I think I just brought chicken in. I don't think I brought the steaks in. It was hard. It's hard to not eat the steaks after you cook them. I got this little thing I do. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to. Yeah, hard. But anyway, quick takes real quick. 8th grade kids are now failing 8th grade so that they can get more size and speed so that when they get to high school, they're better in sports. A growing number of middle school athletes, mostly boys, are intentionally repeating the 8th grade to delay their start in high school, giving themselves another full year to get bigger, stronger, and faster, which in turn dramatically boosts their chances at elite high school spots, college scholarships, and massive NIL deals, potentially worth millions. The possible number 1 draft pick this year in the NBA, AJ DeBonsa, repeated the 8th grade twice.
Wow.
Now, whether that was because he just couldn't pass his grades or that he was trying to get better at sports, we'll never know. But that just goes to show you where we at in the sports side of things.
Frank said, "What up, Woody?" That's a good one. That's great. I ain't heard that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, the 8th graders are they're calling it red shirting their freshman year in high school. That's what they're calling it right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I worked at a middle school before, and some of them are not doing it on purpose. Okay.
The other quick take. Ray J. Has anybody seen Ray J get knocked the fuck out?
Repeatedly. I watched it repeatedly.
Have you seen the aftermath?
I did.
So Ray J is basically saying, okay, Ray J was in this
They couldn't even spell his own last name.
Celebrity boxing thing. And what was the comedian's name that he fought?
Super Fire.
Super Fire, something like that.
He a comedian?
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a comedian.
I didn't know he was.
And they was in it, and they was have Super Hot Fire, a comedian, and Ray J had the fly haircut, and Super Hot Fire caught him with a right.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, Ray J stood on his 10 toes and just stopped in life and then fell forward. But afterwards, Ray J was saying that the fix was in and they was actually supposed to do something. I don't know who was supposed to win.
Right.
But they supposedly made the same bet so that they could win all this money.
Yeah.
All I know is Ray J is a master at drawing attention to himself and having all eyes on him for any reason. He gonna talk as much shit as he can. So all of it could have been a lie. Fooling with Ray J, all of it could have been
let me
just
tell you
some
something.
BS.
Looking at this, if you look at this was not made up.
No, I'm talking about the stuff he said,
said
afterwards.
afterwards.
That could have been some bull.
Hey,
because I did watch it.
When they froze his eyes, though, hey, man, Ray J didn't know where he was at.
Hey, bro.
All I can say is Krishan was built better than Ray J. It looked like he didn't do. It didn't look like he did.
Look at that.
He didn't do any work to try to get his body together.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Yeah, Ray J bad. His body bad looking now. It look awful.
Exactly.
Yeah, body bad
Krishan
looking. But when I tell
looking
you,
way better than that.
he hit that man in his head, on his
They
jaw.
Heart condition. That's what I was thinking too, Frank. I thought he must be about dead.
Yeah, he was hospitalized. He has been hospitalized since what happened,
That's
but they
not
said
funny, y'all.
he was hospitalized
Just
because
saying
Not y'all laughing that he should be half dead.
He-
Y'all
he-
are crazy.
he was hospitalized supposedly for a concussion. But hey, man, when I tell you that boy eyes froze,
Hey.
man, because I
That
kept
was so
seeing the
funny.
camera angle from the back, but then finally I saw the camera angle from the front.
That was hilarious.
Hey, man. And you want to ask Ray J, why? I'm almost ready to say that the fix maybe was in for you to actually do that. Maybe they were supposedly going to fight to a draw, and then they could split the money or something.
Hey,
But man,
did you hear the commentator though? The commentator had me
Out of
rolling.
control.
Dude said we lost a bunch of money. Commentator said, no, we ain't lost a damn thing.
He said, "Ready about betting on you?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna win." Commentator had me
Hey,
rolling.
he was rude for no reason,
You
though.
were hard.
He didn't have to go in like that.
He
didn't have to go
You
in.
could tell that he
With a straight face,
You
too.
could tell that he has been wanting to get on Ray J.
I
Yeah,
don't know
because-
who it
yeah,
was, but
I
was,
agree.
Hey,
He
he was
had-
funny.
Hey,
I
he's
agree.
probably going to get a job.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's going to be hosting some type of game show real quick
I agree.
because
He definitely
man,
gonna go some fight. They gonna have him at them fights. Hey man,
Yeah.
he was hilarious.
Hey,
boy.
man.
Yeah.
He
That
was running.
was- If y'all
could see the
he was acting like a
engineer,
brother.
he
was
is in
running, he was
tears.
running with the mic. Just, oh.
He's in
He had me
tears.
rolling.
and they had I think it was there was another celebrity fight, basketball players.
Lance Stevenson
Lance
choked out.
Stevenson,
Choked out.
I think that was fake.
Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
They had a plan.
Yeah, they was talking about it afterwards. They was like, man, this has been the most horrible set of fights that we've ever seen.
Go ahead and get me up out of there.
Yeah, they was like, this is the most horrible set of. I mean, he tapped out quick too. And it had to be, cats was like, it was awkward seeing somebody out there 6'5" and 6'9", and they were skinny in a boxing match. So,
Johnny Manziel won. Johnny Manziel won the first round too.
he won his. He said he wasn't gonna do it no more.
I tell you, Reggie didn't like he had any fighting skills. He didn't be talking so much trash though. He didn't like he had zero fighting skills. It was like he'd never been in a fight in his life, man. I mean, nothing about him made me say, oh, like he might be a scrap.
You know what?
Nah.
You
I ain't
said
see
it didn't look like. Let's go and say it. Ray J has no fighting skills at all. Forget look like anymore. Ray J has no fight. I cannot wait to hear some of the interviews. I
Why
cannot
didn't he
wait.
train? That's the part that I don't quite get. Why didn't he get his body together and train?
I cannot wait
and
to
take
hear
it seriously?
Charlamagne and the God go in on this. The Breakfast Club's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Gonna kill him. Gonna kill him. Speaking of the Breakfast Club, Kevin Hart did an interview with the Breakfast Club to finally kind of address the whole joke by the dude. I can't think of the comedian's name. The white guy, white comedian about George Floyd and everything, and all of the racial stuff that was there. And you could tell that Kevin Hart has been sitting and listening to this stuff because he, whoever thought he had fight, and that's exactly why that announcer said, we didn't think you were going to win.
Chris Brown like to die laughing. Chris Brown fell all over himself. That was funny.
But yeah, Kevin Hart addressed it. You could tell that he's been sitting and listening to all of the outcry from our community in regards to it. Not only that joke, but all of the racial stuff. And he kind of came with some of the same stuff that we spoke about in regards to it being comedy and knowing what roast actually are, what they are. And one thing that struck me in his interview is he said it wasn't me that said it. And young lady, she said, well, the people, I think because of the way this affected so many people in our culture, they just wanted to know that you cared, and he was like, why do I have to let people know that I cared?
Ooh.
But he made a great point. He said what that does is it opens up a door to where now every time something comes out, I have to address it like it was me that actually did it. Case in point, he didn't say this, I'm saying this, Mike Epps. Every time Mike Epps says something online and somebody comes back at him, he's giving an apology. Because he opened that door, so he has to keep doing it. So what Kevin Hart is saying is, if everything that's associated with my name, if something happens at that event, at that venue, now what you're telling me is that I have to take accountability for
That
it.
dog
when it
producer,
actually-
you own it tonight, by the
Yeah,
way.
he is. Yeah, he is. I have to take accountability now for it, even though I was not the person that did it or done it or created the act or whatever. So, coming back from what we spoke about the other time, what do you think in regards to Kevin Hart's rebuttal?
He on some BS. If the people are supporting you, you wouldn't be where you were at had not millions of people supported you, your artistry, your comedy, your movies. And so if people are saying they just want to know that you care, because beyond that, you're supposed to be a man first. Beyond being a comedian, you're a man first. So I do think that he should have had an answer for it, because it's not that it was only said, you were laughing at the shit. So that tells me that you were in either in an uncomfortable situation or you was in agreement with, the joke. The joke was okay with you. So yeah, the people that support you need to hear from you. And that's just about being in the public eye, and literally need these people. You need your supporters. I don't ever get why these artists come out after they made it big and act like they don't need anybody. These same people can, just like Lo was talking about with the schools and deciding what they're not going to do, these same people can say, I'm not about to support you anymore. I'm not about to support you when you come to our city, our town. They can do the same thing. So no, I do. I feel like you could at least say your stance on it. If you agree with it, that's fine. If you don't, you don't. But you should have something to say. Definitely.
Hold up, Angelo. You ain't got your little fan?
She got it.
Where's it at? You might want to put it right here because I'm just recognizing the smoke really is going right into your face.
Yeah.
So
You can't put it up there because of the vibration.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Yeah, I just noticed this today is
Yeah.
going right there, so that's why I was asking.
It's
So
pulling a
the
little
thing
bit
is
too.
pulling it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you feel on it, Angelo?
I mean, I think, he felt he had to address it, and I don't think there was nothing wrong with him addressing it. He didn't apologize for it, and I don't think, nor should I think he had to. You know what I mean? But addressing, I think was cool. I think what he said made sense in theory in terms of, whatever he's associated with is going to be associated to him, no matter what the scenario is. I thought he made a good point there. When they talk about the fight, there's a fight, whether he had anything to do with it or not. They're gonna say Kevin Hart. Was that
It was a fight at Kevin Hart's event.
Kevin Hart's event.
Yeah.
You're gonna be associated to it. That's just the cost of fame. You know what I'm saying? It's the cost of fame, man. So, he made it clear this is guy's jokes. This is not the first time he's done it. You know what I mean? This is, they had racial connotations to it. But those are the people they chose. I said that when we first thought about it. These are the people they chose to be on that platform. So, there's a whole lot of comedians they could have chose, but so it was whatever to me. I wouldn't move one way or the other. To be honest.
Yeah, I thought that him addressing it was, it had to happen. Whether he would have addressed it right after it happened or now, I don't think it would have made a difference. But I actually like that he waited, because sometimes you can address, you can come back so fast, and sometimes where it's an emotional response and you can say the wrong thing, that type of deal. What he did in regards to saying if he had a celebration at a club and it was Kevin Hart's celebration of whatever, and a whole bunch of people showed up, and some people got to fighting, and 2 people ended up getting killed. The headlines are going to be someone was killed at Kevin Hart's event, and he most likely he didn't know the people that started the fight, or didn't know the people that ended up getting killed, but yet because his name is associated with it, his name would be the one front.
That's not the
on the
same
front of it.
situation, but
It's not the same situation, but
Not
it's the
at all.
same because again, just going off what he was saying, it made sense. At the event, which he kept saying it's a production, it's a live production, and he can't stop the production. And let me change that. He could stop the production,
exactly.
but from
Exactly.
what he was, in regards to producing, and I guess he felt that it would be more detrimental to him stopping the production than to keep production going. And they knew the type of comedy that these folks did or whatever. He said he feels that the most people that's coming out against it just didn't know who these comedians were. And that's it,
But at
who
Tom
knows?
Brady's roast, he stopped. He told them when they were saying something inappropriate, and on top of that,
Who stopped?
Wow.
Who did?
Tom Brady at his roast.
What did he say? He stopped people from doing something?
Yeah, I can look
He
at it.
said something to the effect of him getting on the owner, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah,
you
when they
know,
were
but-
doing their roast, he stopped them. He said, "Hold up." So he can say it's a little bit too far. He can say whatever he wants to say. It's his-
but as far as
it's
we know,
still-
that could have been part of the show.
it could. What you talking about when Tom Brady did that?
As far as we know, I'm just all I'm
Right,
saying.
right. Either way, I'm just saying Kevin could have said something. And the second thing is that he could have not been laughing at some of the stuff, because I didn't really think some of the stuff wasn't funny, and he didn't have to just be sitting there looking like
I hadn't seen that part of it, other than the clips.
Regina Hall was not laughing at that mess.
Well, They said from what I ain't seen, I've seen the clips as well. They said, hey, Cheryl Underwood got the biggest of it, and she got a Netflix special out the deal. So hey, she good now. You know what I mean? She said she wasn't aware of the jokes initially. She didn't think some of them were funny, but she gonna take that check. So hey, you know what I mean? I don't think he could have stopped it. I don't.
That
think
check is a motherfucker,
because
people.
Kevin Hart was already paid. He's already paid for that event prior to that show.
That check
So,
is a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
And I know we was just, well, not we, but y'all was just talking about,
That's my
the
point.
sacrifice and everything. And again, I just don't know that there are people now willing to sacrifice enough like folks did in the past.
Right.
Could be because of it is a difference in what you're sacrificing because of the amount of money. To ask somebody to say to trip out and give up on millions. Let's say 20 million compared to what folks were sacrificing in the 60s. Do you think that's unfair? Do you think that's fair?
Say it again.
To
Comparing 20 million with
the money that people would have to sacrifice, the people that we're asking, that we're saying should be making a stand, making a, or whatever, what they could end up sacrificing compared to what people sacrificed in the 60s. Is it a fair comparison?
It's bigger than fair if you look at it in those terms, because the difference is the people that were sacrificing then, they were truly sacrificing because they didn't have it. So when them people had to walk to work every day, you know what I mean? That's a sacrifice. You letting the bus go by, you having to get up 2-3 hours earlier to walk. That was a sacrifice. What these folks doing right now is not sacrificing, in my opinion.
Because they already got it.
You already got it. What you're sacrificing is you're sacrificing more. You know what I mean? You don't want to give up. You don't want to, and bigger than the money, you don't want to give up your reputation. You don't want to catch all the other flack. But these folks now, that's not a sacrifice, man. You know what I mean? What them people did then was a true sacrifice. You know what I mean? When you're willing to fight, when you don't have nothing and you're willing to sacrifice nothing to get something, you know what I mean? That's a sacrifice. So what these folks doing now ain't sacrificing, man. These folks just are selfish. They're on top of a hill and they don't want to come down from that hill. You know what I mean?
when you say they who these folks, who are you talking about exactly?
I mean, we're talking about Kevin Hart, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking
so
about
we're
him.
talking about Kevin Hart.
We're talking about
say
people of
Kevin
that
Hart.
stature.
Okay.
You know what?
And I'm in
agreement because I thought he had went somewhere else.
No, we
I
could
thought
say
you were talking about the kids.
No, I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
But we could say Kevin Hart. We could say
Yeah.
LeBron James. We could say, as Ryan Clark is trying to get some of the former NFL players to do, we could say them. They have money.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Is it fair to put them together, saying that the ones who we're asking to sacrifice, is it fair to ask them to sacrifice because the folks that sacrificed before didn't have, and they were sacrificing nothing compared to what these folks are sacrificing now?
The thing is, I think that it depends on what the money is going to be used for. You know, if you're going to take a hit and you're going to earn $20 million, like we had a guy that came on here the other day talking about how he won $100,000 or $50,000, $100,000 and donated $50,000 to the homeless. When Michael Collier was talking about that. Now, if you're gonna play a gesture, if you are going to play a coon and you're going to take the money and put it back into the neighborhood or do some things that's going to uplift the community, that's one thing. But if you are, again, what Lo just said, they just greedy. If you are willing to throw away your audience and throw away your fan base, the people that supported you when you were nothing, right? You're willing to sell out. I just think that's some bullshit. I think you just greedy and you're not thinking about anybody else but yourself. Yeah, because those are the people that need to be sacrificing, the people that already have it. Your family's already set up. So you should be the main one using your voice because you don't need them. Now with these kids, some of those kids, they are in bad situations. And they may be the person that pulls their family out of poverty with a contract. So that's why it's a lot when you start asking them. But I know we're kind of circling back to that, but the reason why I was saying that I felt like that wouldn't be, if everybody collectively did it and we knew we could make that change, but everybody agreed to it, that's one thing. But when everyone doesn't agree, now you got people that as soon as I let one opportunity go, somebody else is going to take that opportunity. That's how people think, right? Someone else is going to get the opportunity. And now I might not have that opportunity again.
So, yeah, not an L. What? Facts. You know, I'm with you on that. I think that LeBron James is more into it for the culture. I don't know if he's really taking a political stance.
He has.
Yes. Okay, I know that he's in it for the culture. And you're right, Michael Jordan. Anything Michael Jordan did, he did it. Let's face it, it was before social media, so anything he did was done without a lot of people knowing. I know for a fact he did some things for the community, but I also know that he backed some people that was controversial. LeBron, I've said it here before. As crazy as it sounds when I say it, LeBron James might be the one person that could actually tilt a vote, that could actually tilt a movement, because LeBron has the eye of a generation that's younger than we're Gen X, right? That's what we are.
Here
Right?
you go
I keep
with this
saying it. I
again.
keep forgetting it. He's younger than Gen X. So he has the eye of that younger generation that we know that is going to be the leaders and the pushers of what's going to happen, going forward. Other than LeBron, I mean, we got Ryan Clark stepping into some things. I think that he is stepping into some things the right way, but who else?
There's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of them out there that can do it. It just matter will they do it. Like
That
number one
part.
fan saying Kevin Hart employed all white writers. I don't even know if Kevin Hart employed those people. Those people were employed by Netflix, from my understanding. But did Kevin Hart have influence or could have had influence? 100%. 100%. He could have easily said, hey, I need this person in the room. Or I need that person in the room. 100% could have done that. You know what I mean? But again, these folks taking checks, and they taking very large checks. This whole deal with the racism thing, it could have been better. I'm glad he said he called Stacks. He said he called the family. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is what it is with that jump.
So getting back to the sacrificing, with the kids or whatever. How can we expect some 16 to 18-year-olds to make this stance? And as Jose stated earlier, that in some cases is generational for their family in regards to NIL and colleges, when the most they can remember is Colin Kaepernick getting canceled, or as they say, Colin Kaepernicked, to where now you have nothing to where you could have just signed here and had something.
Yeah. And let's not leave out Shador.
What Shador?
They used him as an example.
That's another ball game, though.
Yeah, that's a little different. We're talking about. I'm speaking of kids going into college.
Yeah.
And to make a statement in the college, as in regards to, you know what, I'm not coming to your school because of what your state represents. Shador was totally different.
I'm saying they wielded their power over the people who they felt like were not in alignment. That's all I'm saying. And those are people that were in the sports realm. That's all I'm saying. That they've seen what the powers to be.
So I get what you're saying. So these young kids could see what they did to Shador going into the NFL and say, why would I do this if they can do that to him going into the NFL? Okay, I see what you're saying. With that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can compare the two simply because, number one, they weren't going after Shador. They're really going after his father. And both of them are already wealthy.
They wielded their power. That's all I'm talking about. Just like with Kaepernick, right? Because we're talking about you taking a stand.
But I'm saying,
and the people that are letting you into these institutions, right, to make the money.
These
still
weren't
wield power.
My point being to know the Shador Sanders. These weren't real. This wasn't a stance. This was something that this was a preference. It wasn't a stance. Taking a stance means you're standing for something bigger than you.
I agree.
They weren't standing for something bigger than them. They were standing for them. They were standing.
I agree.
This was Deion saying, "I don't want my son a part of this organization." That wasn't about a stance. That was about personal.
I think
I'm
what she's
about
saying
the
is
power
just seeing
dynamic.
that they have the power to do that to him. Mm-hmm. They can surely do it to a kid coming into college.
But my point, I understood that. But again, it was individual. What, the earlier argument was more so a collective. It's a difference. You know what I mean? When you're doing a sacrifice, you're doing a sacrifice for the collective.
Now,
There's a difference.
Do you think that a collective of 16 to 19, let's go that route. 16 to 19-year-olds.
But like I told MJ, I don't think that's not the proper way to look at it, in my opinion, because the NIL deal is, these 16, 19-year-olds are getting checks, but those checks are going for everybody in that school. There's some 18, 19, 20. I mean, it's college students. All of them getting these checks. It ain't just the young kids are going to get the first sample of a check. The one that's been there 2 years is going to get the bigger check because they've already been proven.
So you're saying ones that's there should make a stance?
I'm saying as a
could make a stance.
I'm saying as a collective.
Yeah.
As a collective. You know what I mean? I'm not saying any 16, 18, 19-year-old should go out there, but as a collective, there's always power in numbers.
Yeah.
Facts.
Always power in numbers. Yeah. And the bigger the numbers. You know what I mean? The problem we have is simply, we won't do it in the numbers, and we won't stand together because it's more individualized. And so nobody's gonna follow one person. Nobody's gonna say, let's do it. Should do it. You know what I mean? Deion Sanders is already a multi-millionaire. Why we're not following him? You know what I mean? But I just think it's a collective. But
so not just freshmen, but college kids as a whole.
Absolutely.
And I know y'all talked about this, I'm sorry, but do you think it would be, as Ryan Clark was stating, do you think it would be more effective if
true, Frank,
prior alumni that did
100%.
well at these schools
100%
came out? They don't even have to
100%.
make a stance. They just have to say it.
Frank mentioned earlier, he said, they'll be, if they're in the Hall of Fame or Hall of Honor, they'll be worried about, their plaques be removed. My point is, okay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, we know who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? The world knows who you are. But as a group, I just,
It's just a lot in the play, and I think that on the outside looking in, it's easy to say, but there's a lot that goes into these kids getting into schools and all of that. I'm not saying they can't do it. I think they can do it if everyone was to come together collectively and say this is what we're going to do, and they have the colleges that offer them the same type of money and all of that, just in case they say we're going to call your bluff, right? So I can't say that it can't be done. I just think that it's asking a lot. You just don't know what a person's situation is. A person may be where they can't, they need to be close. They might have parents that they need to help take care of. They can't go to school 10 hours away, 5 hours away. There's just like so many different circumstances.
Isn't that the sacrifice part?
Again, but even with that being said,
But I'm saying they may have other circumstances that now it's going to be harder for them to. It would be a sacrifice, but I'm saying you're going to sacrifice your parents.
see, but again, this is still from an individual basis. You know what I mean? When I say the collective, it's just like Chrissy Gaynell said a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? If it's everyone, they can't. Like she said, they can't evict everybody. You're not gonna get rid of everybody on that team. You're just not. If everybody says this is what we're doing, we talked about a whole team left a whole program, the entire team. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if everybody does it, they're not gonna say, oh well, we'll just find the next Joe Blow. No, all the Joe Blows are saying, look, and again, I'm not saying don't do something. I'm saying you have power to have conversations.
Yeah.
You have power to have sit downs.
And you know
you
what?
have power to trigger something.
You know what, bro?
Get them folks talking. Get them folks. Let them folks
Bro,
know.
I didn't recognize, like I said, walking in earlier, but you're right. Just a social media post that we're meeting to have a conversation
That's all I'm saying.
would change everything.
That's all I'm saying.
I ain't think of it that way. You ain't got to say you're going to, you
I
ain't
know
say
how
that
to
you're
put his
going to
feet
do
up.
it. Just say,
Yeah, anytime I put them feet up, it's over with.
That's wow.
you ain't saying that you're going to do it, but just saying that we're going to get together and talk about it would be powerful.
If every NIL player at LSU said we're going to meet and put that junk on social media, we've asked for a meeting with the president of LSU to discuss his feeling on the redistricting of Louisiana.
Changes everything.
You don't think that junk's gonna trigger a response, man? You don't think that junk's gonna trigger the social media world? That junk's gonna ring volumes if every player said it. They're not gonna be able to pull every NIL deal, bruh.
Hey, man, we're going to tag.
That's all I'm saying.
We're going to tag LSU football in this one. Fellas, just meet up, talk about it, and ask for a meeting with the president. And let's just see what happens from there. That's all we asking, because you probably already got your NIL deal signed. Just meet up and ask. Just meet up
all
and
I'm saying,
ask
man.
for a meeting to get his beliefs on the district. Say it.
Redistricting. You didn't hear me earlier when I said we were talking about it earlier about what they did with the Braves on the All-Star game, and that was just for bathrooms.
Yeah.
That was just because they wanted to transgender the bathroom, and them folks shut down the whole All-Star game.
Sure did.
They shut down the whole race thing in North Carolina. You know what I mean?
Sure did.
Just like that. Just like that.
Sure did.
So you telling me we can't meet up with LSU and Texas and Alabama and say, hey, hold on, we need to meet with the presidents of these schools. I'm just saying. These folks, it's about money, man. That's all I'm saying.
Sure did.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next thing real I don't know if I want to go on to this because this might take a minute. We're going to go into it, though. Politics and religion. Politics and religion are usually things that you don't talk about within the workplace because there's usually a divide within the workplace because, again, the workplace is a place for all different types of people coming from different families, different cultures, everything. It's all different. So you usually don't have these conversations because it can divide the workplace. It can divide friendships. It can divide marriages. It can divide families.
100%.
So the example that we're using is Jackson Dart of my New York Giants. Jackson Dart is the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. High draft pick last year. Did well last year. High hopes for him this year. Expecting for him to be the starting quarterback for the Giants in years to come. Abdul Carter is a defensive end for the Giants that was also drafted last year. He was actually drafted higher than Jackson Dart, and he's expected to also be a stalwart on the defensive side for the New York Giants for years to come. Jackson Dart was granted the opportunity to introduce the occupant of the United States presidential seat for a rally in, I don't know if it's New Jersey or New York. Either way, he did it. Football player Abdul Carter saw it and said, man, I thought this was AI. What are we doing right now? And that started it, which people, please believe me, it had already started. He was just the one that put something on Twitter or X or I don't know what it is now, on that page. He put something out on social media, and it blew up to where now Abdul Carter is being
That part, number
blamed.
one fan. That part.
Whoa.
That part. I like her statement right there.
Wait. Okay. But yeah, it started something. Even though, again, I feel that it was going to happen anyway, because you're talking about a locker room, the workplace of an NFL football team where you have players from all different cultures, all different families, all different religious beliefs or whatever, and you're out doing what you're doing for somebody. And it has created a divide within the workforce, in this case, their locker room. Politics and religion, why do you feel it is such a lightning rod? And is it something that can actually be, I'm sorry, y'all. Don't worry about it. Is it something that can actually be discussed in the workforce and things still be joined, still be a collective when you have these type of conversations?
Hell no.
So why do you feel it's such a lightning rod?
You're dealing with two extremes, right? You're dealing with your inner, I guess you would call it something that controls your behavior, right? And then with some outer things
That's good.
that govern your behavior, right? And so,
Ooh, girl,
yeah,
that's nice.
so you already have a conflict within yourself. Better yet, to sit there and start having this conversation with some strangers, right? And there's like hundreds of different religions. There's hundreds of different religions, maybe thousands of different religions. So, you know, what somebody believes, and then you have a strong belief about what you asking for an argument, you know. And then when you start talking about politics, the same thing, because what a person, now we're in some unprecedented times, but it used to be people are not going to vote against their own interests. So if I'm rich and you poor, it's going to be a conflict of interest when you start talking about politics. What I think, I'm not saying it's all, none of what I'm saying is just obsolete. I'm just giving an example, you know. But yeah.
Right, because the rich and poor thing has surely changed. Like you said, at one time that was it.
Yeah.
You if you was rich, you voted one way. If you was poor, you voted another way. But that's totally changed right now.
Yeah.
So, Angelo, what do you think in regards to why is it such a lightning rod? And then why do you feel it's something that shouldn't be discussed in certain arenas?
Before I answer that question, let me just read this real quick. Major League Baseball moved the 2021 All-Star Game from Atlanta in protest of the Election Integrity Act of 2021, a controversial Georgia state voting law. Critics, including Major League Baseball and civil rights advocates, argue that the legislation disproportionately restricted access to the ballot box, particularly for voters of color. Now, that was done in an instant, right?
I say because of a collective.
Baseball commissioner consulted with players and the Players Alliance. That's all I've been saying. Players and a player alliance can make things happen. Now, with that being said, it was 2021, Frank. But religion, politics, in the workplace is always dangerous because there's too many opinions. It's varied opinions, and some people come from a very, very strict, rigid religion. Some people come from very, very animated, culturally biased political system. And sometimes those things kind of mingle in where your religion and your politics base.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been dangerous because, you've had people who've, like Supreme Unk talked about a few weeks ago, his neighbor of all these years who looked out for each other. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And then all of a sudden realize they're supporting two different people. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? It can happen just like that.
Yeah.
But those are reasons why you have to separate it. For those kind of reasons, because it can just trigger things in people, man. Especially when you have such a polarizing and person that really tries to separate people, and so it's just dangerous, and I think it's more dangerous now than it's been since probably those 60s times. You know what I mean, where there was really, really opposite opinions. But it's just as dangerous. It's dangerous like that now. You know what I mean? People are really willing to fight, kill for,
this guy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, so it can be really dangerous. And I just think, you will look at somebody totally differently. You know what I mean? Somebody that you may have been friends with. If I can't count how many people who say they cleared out their Facebook friends during the election.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because of who one person, voted for. So, but I think now it's as dangerous now as it was, when we were, trying to even have a right to vote. So, and that's my opinion, bro.
Like I said, the workforce, you dependent on certain people to do certain things to complete a task, and all of a sudden one person doesn't get their part done, and if that person just happens to be of a different religion or a different political allegiance, that is a reason right there to say something. Shouldn't, but like I said, these type of things can bring out divides that you just the neighbor thing, that is a great analogy right there. Somebody that you laughed with in your front yard, laughed with when you was on your back deck, hell, you may have mowed his or her grass, they have grabbed your mail, there, anything. Then all of a sudden you find out, wait, what? You support who?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't mess with you no more.
Yeah. Because we automatically judge. Automatically.
Hey, I tell people all the time, you may say that you don't judge people,
But you do.
please believe you judge people. You judge people not. I mean, we talking about politics and religion, but hell, people judge people on the sneakers they wear. I mean, seriously, motherfucker wear Adidas. I don't like that. I wear Nike. Judgment is out there. That's a great way to put it in regards to if you're supporting this regime, my judgment is already on you because there's no way you can support this regime
and support me
and support me or support right in my eyes type of deal.
And people feel that same way about religion.
Yeah,
exactly in those words. There's no way that you support this religion.
I mean, even within our own culture, I never discuss some people say amen, some people say praise to Allah. I never try and mess with folks that, believe in Allah over God. Because it can be a division, again, within family.
Yeah.
I'm talking folks that you've kicked it with for years and years, and now all of a sudden, because, they say praise be Allah, now you don't like them. Never got into it. And I don't know if I said it on air last week in regards to my coworker that was actually asking me who I was voting for.
Yeah.
And then asking me, am I leaning Republican or Democrat, or am I more in the middle?
Crazy.
And again, I had to ask, how long have you been working in, some people hadn't worked in corporate America or hadn't worked jobs.
Right.
Right. I had to ask him, how long have you been in this arena? Because, that's not something that you're supposed to be asking, because I really don't want to know what you're voting for. And even though for you to ask me tells me, it damn near tells me who you're voting for. If you have to ask me, that judgment thing. So,
Yeah.
And with this thing, in regards to the NFL and everything, these again, it's my team, it's my Giants. And I already knew they're my Giants. I already knew where they were. Sports is another place where you take politics and religion out of.
Yeah. Sports?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Why
yeah.
you say that? What do you mean by that? You mean like the
I
players can't talk about politics?
I do not want to know who my quarterback is supporting.
Gotcha.
I don't care about his religion. I need for him to get on that field and do what he's supposed to do. In the military, same thing. Think about that. You're in the military and you're talking about either being for this guy or against this guy, but you have to go into war and fight with the guy that's next to you or the young lady that's next to you.
Right.
These are not conversations you should have because you do not want that person to hesitate in the safety of you because of your allegiance to, Islam, or it's just, it's things that is just you just should not have discussions about that. You can recognize what somebody is about after you've been around them for a while. But still, it's not a discussion to be had because when the discussions happen, like I said, that's where the disagreements happen.
Yeah.
If you're this and I'm that, that's what it is. But when we start discussing it, you become something totally different.
Yeah.
You become something to a certain power now, to where now my allegiance to what I believe in overshadows what I should be believing in regards to what we're trying to do together as a collective.
Yeah.
So it's just something that so with that,
you shouldn't even ask or tell when you're at work. You should not be asking about religion or and politics, and you should not be telling.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have an open mind. See, the problem with a lot of people
I was
is
gonna say that.
the minds aren't open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I could care less what religion you in. You know what I mean? Whether it doesn't matter to me. And you can learn certain things about other people based on those factors. But
Yeah.
Everybody
people-
ain't there.
But people don't have an open mind.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't
what I mean?
there.
Yeah.
And because of that fact, that's why you leave those conversations alone. Because everybody doesn't have an open mind. Some people
Yeah.
feel like if you want a religion, you the devil. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you
Yeah.
know, and the same thing with politics. I mean, you know, prior to this regime, you know, I didn't care if somebody was a Republican or not. You know what I mean? I care less. You know what I mean? But now it's like if you're Republican and you believe in this guy, it's like
That's a problem.
it's a problem.
That's a problem.
You know what I mean? That's a problem. It's like, you know,
That's a problem.
But I was gonna say the same thing you said. I was gonna say that basically, if you are not someone that's very accepting or open minded when it comes to these type of topics, then you don't need to be having a conversation.
don't
about
have
it.
those conversations.
And I am when it comes to religion, I'm very open. I taught my kids to be a little bit fluid because you don't. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't like arguing with people. But again, nobody's gonna know until they pass over what is the truth. So how can you sit there and say that one truth, that this is not a truth or this is a truth out of hundreds of religions? You don't know that. You literally do not know. All you have is your belief.
Matter of fact,
all you have is your belief.
So you have to be open and respectful. I tell my kids, be respectful of everybody's religion and do not push your religion on anybody. But at least I ask people questions when I'm seeking to understand,
that top five, Dwayne,
not to
ready.
convert them, but just seeking to understand, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what we should be. You know what I mean? But you get taught, most people get taught their religions as a kid, and that's just that's all you know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're not open to hearing what anybody else has to say. You know, anybody's beliefs, you know. But not understanding, well, that's how they grew up.
right.
You know what I mean? They were taught the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just don't think you should judge people based on that. But you know, I have an open mind, but everybody don't have open mind. So
Exactly.
man, for that reason is why you got to stay away from those topics, because people have died over arguments over religion and politics.
Man, people have died
for that
over
BS.
Facts.
believing in the Dallas Cowboys. So you can show enough to die over what you believe in religion and politics.
Yeah.
I had to throw them Cowboys in there because they so happy right now that the Knicks made it to the finals. They feel that it is their year.
They got a chance.
Real quick, man. We're gonna come to y'all comments. I saw some great comments.
Great
We'll
ones.
come to that. But this lady in Raleigh, North Carolina,
JT trying to get it all in, even though he was an hour and a half late,
I'll
he was trying to get it in.
opens fire on some attorneys. We don't leave the other stuff for next week, but this one right here, this lady opens fire on some attorneys after a court date. Gwendolyn E. White, 57 of Raleigh, is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder after allegedly shooting lawyers Mary Harris and Jeffrey Whitley outside of Wake County Courthouse. The shooting happened at about 10:30 a.m. in downtown Raleigh. It was a hearing involving another civil suit that White had brought against the city of Roseville. Supposedly, she left the courthouse, returned to her vehicle, and allegedly opened fire on the 2 attorneys outside the building. This was her first appearance. The judge told White that she faces a maximum of 393 months in prison for each of the 2 attempted murder charges. She was appointed a public defender, and she'll remain in jail on bond. The thing is, this lady had multiple civil suits against the city for different things. Things like my mom died because the doctors did such and such to her and she couldn't get this. My neighbor is trying to kill me by poisoning the water. She had a lot of lawsuits that would make most people go, this lady can't be for real. And my thing is when you've had that many, she has so many lawsuits that the actual courtroom, I can't remember, I didn't write, they put out like a restraining thing on her to where she couldn't file certain lawsuits because that's how many she had out there, and they were what they call frivolous type of lawsuits type of deal. So my thing is, when someone is giving you lawsuits that sounds like the alien type thing, you know, the aliens are coming to get me. Y'all should protect me. My neighbor is poisoning my water. Should the city or the government, the authority that's taking these lawsuits, taking consideration that this person may have a mental health defect and actually take action on it?
You asked, should the court system take action on people who ask it one more time, make sure I understand what you're asking.
If someone is filing these type of lawsuits, and I mean multiple of them, to where whoever is taking these in has to say something has to be wrong with this person. Should the city or the authority, the governmental authority, the city, the county, whatever the civil lawsuits are coming into, see that there could be something here and actually take some type of action in regards to a mental health defect? Sending somebody out, sending mental health authorities out to do a health check. Setting it up to where they can do health checks for a couple of months to find out what's going on, type of deal.
They do. That's very possible. They can do that, but they don't give a shit. So that therein lies that.
So you think they should?
Yes, definitely. If you are, yes. If you are showing signs that you are disabled mentally, some type of way that's going to hurt, in a way that's going to hurt you, or going to hurt people next to you, then yes. They had all these conservatories for these people, Britney Spears and Wendy Williams. So why can't the state do the same thing with some of these other people?
What you think?
And these people wasn't even a threat.
I mean, when it gets into abundance, I can see a need for it. You know what I mean? If it's like lawsuits that just, you know, out of control, have a lot of, I can see where you can say, you know, hey, you know, we need to assign somebody to this or something like that. I can see the need for something like that, you know. You know, but if somebody is intelligent enough or on point enough to understand what these lawsuits are and put some basis behind them, then obviously they know something, you know. Because because you know they got frivolous lawsuits, you can, you know, a judge can look at it and be like, this is frivolous. They can throw it out. If there's enough stuff in there that's not frivolous, then.
And that's what's happened with this young lady. They've thrown them all out. I mean, I found one article that had a lot of the lawsuits, and then the next article I found didn't have them in there, but she had a lot of different lawsuits that was out there that just seems somebody should have been able to pull a flag up and say, hey, something, evidently she doesn't have family around. It has to be something going on to where, because I know her mom had passed away, and when her mom passed away, she blamed the government for doing something against her mom and everything, and it just seems like.
Wasn't there some things kind of convoluted with the lawyers though? Weren't they doing something kind of? That's why she shot him, right? Because they would.
Something happened in the courtroom that day.
They were. She felt like they were working together against her.
Yeah, they went by, and supposedly these lawyers have been representatives of the city for some time. So she's been up against them a couple other times. So supposedly that courtroom session was pretty intense. And she walked out, went and got her gun, and when they came outside, she started blasting.
Right.
Black lady. She could be anybody's candy lady. For all of my folks who know the candy lady, she could be anybody's candy lady in the neighborhood. And she blasted at these folks. And now she's facing 343 months for each count.
Well, let's say they get us a mental thing now. If that
Right.
thing was mental.
Exactly. You know, I just wonder if this here could have been, you know, met earlier and this wouldn't have happened. These folks wouldn't have gotten shot or anything like that. You know, if they'd have got us some
read
help
the
at another
wrong
time.
thing. I thought it was a lady that her mother had been abused.
She put out a lawsuit that her mother had been abused,
Okay.
but her mother actually the diagnosis that her mother had, it was the diagnosis, and the diagnosis could be wrong.
Okay.
But from the diagnosis, she could have passed away from that. But to the lawsuit that she had put out, you know, trying to
Shot
say
because
that
they lost. Yeah, but they lost,
Yeah.
but they supposed to be working together. That's why she felt like they were working
Yeah.
together. They were working with the other attorneys. And that's why she shot him.
yeah. So there's just something. You know, we on this mental health kick. I just feel that it's not only our responsibility to check people in regards to mental health. I just feel that it's the government's responsibility also, even though the government, something in this case, it just seems like it should have been something that a red flag was thrown up. You know, one or two, I get it, but supposedly she's done multiple to the point to where they put it's like a gag order that they put on her to not file any more lawsuits. When that happens, you have to look at something and say, what's going on here? You know, when somebody files that many lawsuits against the city, and the you know, if you keep dismissing them, there has to be something there, the way you could think that, you know, okay, there's no other family for her. Let's, you know, check into this on a mental health aspect type of thing. I just feel that something could have been done other than just keep dismissing, and this is what ended up happening.
Appreciate y'all keep hitting those likes on there. Appreciate that.
Yep.
People don't like to feel empowered. I mean, like their power has been taken away. So
Invisible.
yes, they don't want to feel invisible or not seen, not heard, powerless.
All right. Next week we'll get on the whole titles being distributed by a whole bunch of people and making folks feel like they are what the title is. And we'll also talk about this 75-year-old lady being beat up by a 20-year-old and no charges being filed. Top 5.
No charges being filed. So top 5. Give me your top 5 most influential artists. Top 5 most influential, not your favorite artists, but artists you feel like have been influential to whatever, the culture, influential to society. Just top 5 artists that you feel like have been influential to you.
Entertainers as a whole or just musical?
Initially it was musical, but I see people went elsewhere, so entertainers as a whole. We go with the whole thing. Influential artists. Oh, College Park got a black female police chief. What's her name? While y'all put it together, Frank said, Giselle, look at Haig Smith and his openly aggressive push for white Christian nationalism. He fired a 2-star general who was Muslim. Really quiet after that happened. He said he always counsels soldiers to stay away from politics and religion. Keep them to yourself because your rank position requires you to be impartial to everyone. That's where it used to be anyway, but now doesn't seem that they don't care. I'm with the former class. Frank said 100%. I'm like that with my former classmate, military member, and neighbors. I'm trying to take the high road, but I fall short often nowadays. Yeah, Frank just shut down his social media for a while. He didn't want to talk to nobody. He hated everybody. He didn't want to hear from nobody. They smile in your face all the time. What they want you to replace, the backstabbers is number 1. Number 1, you said something. What was the other statement you made? I thought that was 100% accurate. Where was that at? I can't find it. But number 1 said something to the effect of, what I was talking about earlier, that they could do a teen takeover, and that word got out just like that. You know what I mean? So why can't jokers, athletes get together? If you can get together, do a teen takeover, you can get together, do a meeting with your president.
Yeah.
It couldn't happen just that fast. That was a good point there, number one. All right. Top 5 most influential artists. What you got, D. Wayne?
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna say of the generation that I grew up in.
Okay.
And first, I'm gonna start off with Criss Cross.
Crisscross. Okay.
Wearing clothes
Very
backwards. Yeah. We wore our clothes backwards because
You're
Criss
right.
Cross wore their clothes backwards.
You're right.
Number 2, I'm gonna say Pharrell / Lil Wayne. Like they started like, people wearing like Bapes and Chinese brands and things of that such nature. So in my generation, I'll say it's Pharrell and Lil Wayne. They were kind of at the same time wearing it. Number 3, Soulja Boy.
Older boy. Incorrect.
I'll say Soulja Boy got people back into dancing in a way that, in hip hop, like I said, it kind of went towards like gangster rap. But when Soulja Boy had came out with the, Crank That Soulja Boy, everybody started dancing. Then you got Laffy Taffy and all that bad after that. But yeah, because before then, we were like, that was like the crunk era. You know what I'm saying? And the crunk era was more like, though there was dancing involved, it was more like aggressive dancing. When Soulja Boy came out, you can now, just dance. And it was just like kind of cool to dance and battle and stuff like that. Number 4, Stephen Curry, Wardell. Wardell got everybody in AAU shooting 3-pointers.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody wants to, go to the hole anymore. They just want
True
to.
story.
They want to shoot 3-pointers from every place.
Hey man, you don't get it. That one, that is so huge.
Yeah,
It's changed the way we look at basketball.
correct.
100%.
Wow, Dwayne, that was a good one, bro.
100%.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
and last but not least, everybody's used that one, so I don't want to use that one. I use something. There's a movie coming out this week. Next week was my favorite TV show of all time. It influenced me, and now they're bringing that movie out for it. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. He-Man. Okay, this thing came out in 1983. I mean 1983, year I was born. But man, I still got my He-Man blanket at my mama's house.
Hilarious.
On my mama.
Hilarious.
Okay. I would bring it up here to y'all, but it's kind of flimsy now.
Wow.
But
He-Man.
I was
Wow.
definitely a big He-Man fan, and the fact that they're bringing it back out now is I don't even know how they're doing that. So I'll be there.
All right. Say what you got.
All right. I got Michael Jackson, Denzel, Oprah,
Okay.
Maya Angelou, and I could say honorable mention, but I'm gonna just say a tie between Prince and Whitney Houston.
Prince and Whitney.
Look at this.
You got Teasy.
First I got is Jim Brown. If I'm not mistaken, he was the first black actor to actually kiss a white woman on camera. Changed everything.
That's influential.
White women realized, damn, I can kiss a black man and still be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staying in the actor realm, I'm gonna go with Denzel Washington. Because of the simple fact that Denzel Washington never took on a role early in his career where he was actually kissing on another woman because he wanted to respect his wife. Thought that was majorly dope. Now, things did change where he ended up kissing a woman on camera, but at the beginning, that's what he did. Like we was talking about the other day, there's a certain number that you get to where he's like, hey now. It's this number. We got to change things up. So that's what he did. Muhammad Ali. When you talk about sacrifice, what he did as a boxer that was aimed to keep making money, and then he stood against the government in regards to the draft process. I don't know if there's been a bigger sacrifice, to be honest with you, in regards to our culture. I don't. You know, Rosa Parks. You know, argue that, but I don't know if there's been too much of a bigger sacrifice of what he knew that he was that he could make, and then going against the government, knowing that he wasn't going to get it and probably never get it, but he did get another opportunity. But yeah, I thought that was powerful. I'm putting all three of these together. What am I at, 3? So this is 2?
I know, right, Will?
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Allen Iverson.
Okay.
All 3 of them, I think, changed the culture in regards to, you know, how we look at sports and how black athletes can be in sports. Michael Jordan, you know, starting the whole commercialism of everything, making money off the court, dressing a certain way. Allen Iverson coming in and saying, I could still make money off the court and dress the other way. And LeBron James coming in and just doing so much in regards to dressing, production, doing things off the court. I just think it was seriously a culture change with that. And then I got Run DMC / Diddy, Puffy, all his names, Love, whatever it is, all of them. You know,
Yeah,
I know it's gonna kill her. You know, Run DMC in the rap game, first ones, you know, to roll over into that pop mainframe and keep it moving and still be able to stay.
Look over on my list, then.
To still be able to stay within, you know, what we was doing as a culture, especially as in hip hop. They would still able to do it. Diddy, in regards to being able to come from somebody that left college and believed in his dream and actually did his thing up under someone and then branched out and did his own thing. Now, the other shit, it's other shit, but he motivated a lot of different moguls in regards to the way he did his thing before we knew what he was doing, why he was doing his thing. So, yeah. And my honorable mention would be Spike Lee in regards to what he did in the, you know, he changed blaxploitation into something that we could all really say that it was tasteful and showed exactly what we were, where we were, and how things was happening. And he always kept his signature in his movies, even when he did movies that wasn't about the hood. I always had that one part in the movie to where you didn't know if they were gliding, skating, or skateboarding. That one part, he always kept it in there. I think Spike Lee changed the culture for the black producers, directors type of deal. That's it.
All right. All right, number 1, I gotta go follow her whole list because she got them all over the place. I'm gonna try to follow her because she got Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Mahalia Jackson and James Cleveland, Luther Vandross, B.B. King. At LAS Trend 890, I don't know know if Last Trend 890. But appreciate you chiming in. First time I've seen that name come across here. Got Steely Dan, Beatles. Let's see. Said we might well be smoking blunts at this point. It's still cigar mode. That was all it is.
We going in?
Yeah. But appreciate your comments, though. Frank said, I used to have an open mind. Now I hate everyone. I told y'all I hate everyone. I just read that. Stay to myself and drink my coffee and walk my dog in Trump. Loving Florida. My mom got Spike Lee, Denzel, Lawrence Fishburne, Whoopi Goldberg, and Morgan Freeman. Y'all ever see Whoopi Goldberg's One Woman thing many years ago? If you didn't, man, it's historic. But she did a one woman show. Man, that jump was so good. That was the first time I ever seen Whoopi Goldberg, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, Whoopi is a good one.
Let's see, honorable mention Tyler Perry.
Oh, damn. Yes.
Yeah.
Damn, forgot about Tyler.
Caucasian dude in Alabama doing that for years. Sued Kraft because the percent of cheese in mac and cheese was less than on the box. He won. They've done this in multiple products. Hey, that's what they do. At McKinnon Marketing, appreciate you chiming in. First time I've seen that name. McKinnon Marketing has Al Green, David Bowie, Roger Deakins, Eddie Murphy, and Choi Min Sik. Hope I'm saying that right. I'll say great show tonight. Topics were controversial. Yes, they were. Frank has Jim Brown, Michael Jordan for Shoes Only, NWA for gangster rap and activism. That's a good one. Outkast entire ATL movement. Surprised Dwayne didn't say anybody from Outkast. Chuck D and Public Enemy. Doug Williams for the Black QB. Number 1 got Clarence B. Jones, Sonny Rollins, Norman Lear. Will let us know what time it was. I'll mention Shaq for Hoops and 1 million other endorsements. And those are the family of Annie Grace, who was a shining star at Lithia Springs. Oh, Annie Grace passed away at my mom's senior citizen center. All right. So I have Professor Griff, Public Enemy. Professor Griff. I watched a thing Professor Griff said 15 years ago about how men were going to be wearing dresses and all kinds of stuff was going to happen. He said it jumped 15 years ago, and everything he said has come true about how the entertainment world was going to change.
Wow.
He said it jumped 15 years ago. He said men are going to be wearing dresses. They're going to be wearing men purses. All that stuff. He said 15.
Damn.
He said it 15 years ago. I saw this. I saw a little recap of that jump the other day, and I was like, "Boy, he called it. He called it." Professor Griff. I got Louis Armstrong. Need to say what he meant to the music. I got Dick Gregory.
Great one.
Brother Dick Gregory, man. Dick Gregory. Yeah. We just know what he stood for, and he stood all 10 toes down for it, in both comedy and the activism world.
Dave Chappelle before Dave Chappelle.
Yes, got James Brown. You know, a lot of what we see came from James Brown when it comes to the dancing and the music stuff. You know, James Brown set a trend a long time ago. And folks still try to duplicate it. I did have Run DMC for being the first ones to crack over the MTV. You know, they're the first rappers to get on the MTV and did the rock music. You know, they definitely set a trend and opened up a whole lot of doors for other people. Anna Lynn just said Chadwick Boseman. I hope you didn't say anything else. It was the only one I saw from you. But yeah, I said Run DMC. I got Tupac. Tupac, because he was Tupac. Tupac was saying things that also came to fruition. You know, and I always say he wouldn't be the one who sparked the world, but he gonna crack the mind of a child is gonna spark it. You know what I mean? But Tupac, before the gangster stuff, Tupac had a lot of good things, man.
His words
powerful words, man. He saw things, man. He was definitely ahead of his time.
You can actually take Tupac songs and teach at a college course.
They had a college.
They had a
I know
college
they're doing
course.
it in a couple places.
They had a college course.
Yeah.
Because the words of his song is so
Powerful. Powerful. He was before his time.
yeah.
And my honorable mention, somebody who don't get a lot of credit for what he did, but you gotta give it to him, man. Will Smith. What Will Smith did from a rapper to an actor,
Yeah.
and it opened up a lot of doors for actors
Oh man.
to become mainstream on headlining movies and TV shows. You know what I mean? And when he made it so these folks saw, hey, these people got a lot of pull. They got a lot of pull.
Yeah.
They got a lot of influence.
Yeah.
And that's what influential is. You know what I mean? They got influence. And he had a lot of influence on the movie screens and the TV shows. And it brought all these rappers and artists to get opportunities to be, all after that, man, look at all the rappers start getting in movies.
In movies. Yeah.
Off of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith don't get a lot of credit for that, but Will Smith was
Stage presence is stage presence, and
Chuck Berry,
these
McKinney
directors-
Marketing. That's another good one. Chuck Berry's
I'm a
a
big
good one.
fan of Will Smith. I'm glad you
These
said
these
that.
directors,
That's dope.
yeah, Will Smith and Jamie Foxx to me are two of the most talented people in our generation. But, bro, when you said that, it made me think about this. I saw this today, and it blew my mind because I don't get to look at First Take a lot lately. Cameron is now a basketball analyst
Doing his thing too.
on ESPN.
Yeah, the suit he had on today was
Yeah,
ugly.
the suit he had on today was crazy. And there was a couple of times where he was sitting there looking like he was in space, like he didn't know where to look, he didn't know what to do.
But he's in there.
But
He's in there.
to see Cameron, he ain't done a lot. He played high school basketball. And to see him now on First Take talking about the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
as crazy as and all the crazy stuff that Stephen A. Smith is doing, which I really believe a lot of it is actually planned. I think some of the stuff he does is planned for, to get more engagement. But again, it's what you've said. Cameron is not on ESPN without Stephen A. Smith. Period. This is Cameron, people. Cameron ain't never played college basketball. Damn sure ain't played pro. They did a sports podcast and they had O.J. Simpson on it for football. And now he is on ESPN talking about the NBA Finals. Brother, you realize how huge that is?
Oh, it's crazy.
Cameron wasn't even a top flight rapper, to be honest. And now he is on ESPN speaking about the NBA Finals.
Absolutely.
So let's put Stephen A. Smith's name on that damn roster. You have
my
to.
Goodness.
You have to.
Just going deeper and deeper.
The dude is bringing people things that they never would. I don't give a damn. Cameron's best day. If Stephen A. Smith wasn't I ain't gonna say in charge, but one of the people that's influential on First Take, he would not have gotten up there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Proud of
It's
dude,
pretty
though.
cool.
Proud of dude. Glad he's doing it.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But I ain't gonna have that Stephen A. argument tonight, but y'all know how I feel. You know what I mean? The man, he's opened a whole lot of doors for people, man.
Hey, McKinnon, you right. He is unfairly talented. He's like Wemby in basketball.
Talking about Jamie Foxx.
It's fucking cheat code. I mean, the dude has everything.
Everything.
I mean, seriously.
Everything but a black woman.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it because, 3 times?
Yeah. After you told everybody you was not going back.
3 times?
to play in the
Hey,
snow,
man.
Jamie.
We're going to get into that topic later. Another date, whether or not, mom's abandonment can push you towards hating the race of your mother. We get into that another time.
I forgot Mom and Catherine
But,
Brace for having the little dude who was the co-host of this show and has up after midnight. Love her.
Hey. That had me cracking up when I seen it.
Hilarious. James Cleveland. Yeah, McKinney Market, you're right. Jamie Foxx is ridiculously talented. I'm missing Jimmy Kimmel right now, plus he's influenced as well as MLK. Good deal. Good top five, y'all. Good top five. I was gonna save sports for next week, but y'all jumped on the sports, so I'll come up with a whole nother top five now. But y'all blew I had 2 weeks worth. Next week was supposed to be sports. But since we went on in, I was like, all right, well.
All right, Jose. Saw you on a flyer last week, so go on talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, Richard Pryor's a good one. I thought about Richard Pryor. That's why I went
See,
Dick Gregory.
Hey, y'all, Jose be trying to downplay things, man, but I'm seeing her on flyers, you dig? Hey,
I get in where I fit in. If they people reach out to me, if they want me to come out, I try to come out. So that's what.
Anybody reached out this week? You
Not yet.
You locked
they
in?
will. They'll be reaching out.
all right, go on, give your social media.
I'm
handles, 'cause
everywhere.
You starting to get people to. See, you got your little hat on and everything. I see you trying to change things up. So you got a couple compliments. I get it. So
What? What happened there?
Go and let people know where they can follow you at. Got people defending you on this. You gonna have Frank all messed up on this damn shit.
Frank, I'm still riding around on 2 ball tires. I'm starting to think you gaslighting me and playing with my head. So what's the deal here? What is the deal? Okay. When I leave tonight, I gotta go plug up my air pump. This is a problem.
This is a problem.
I ain't doing something right. Y'all, some of the ladies, y'all need to help me out. Tell me what I need to do.
I look. I told her.
Look
You got
here.
to
Now,
be
y'all gotta give me practical stuff.
open.
Y'all gotta give me
Ain't what I
practical.
said, Lo? You got to be wide open.
Y'all talking about some long distance wide open. So yeah, let me explain that to me.
Hilarious.
Social media.
So you guys can reach me everywhere at Jose Sunray on everything. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I don't really go on my TikTok no more, but Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Follow me.
Clap back.
Frank said, what happened to that dude you went on a date with? Uh-oh.
Clap back.
Frank.
Clap back.
Frank.
He didn't fulfill his
A
duties.
real
You know
player.
what? Yeah, that
a
would-
real player don't worry about the next.
You know what?
Okay?
But you know what?
So clearly,
that might be something
you ain't got the juice, Frank.
Jose's dating tales. That might be a little session we could do. Huh?
Oh man, I got a good one for y'all too. We ain't gonna do it this
we ain't
week.
gonna do it tonight. Next
Goodness
week we're
gracious.
gonna start doing that. Jose's dating
Goodness
tales.
gracious.
Got to get a better name for it. We're gonna figure out a name for that right there. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. Dope. Angelo, where we at Thursday?
Thursday night, man, you know, we're at KOD for Destiny's open mic. Friday night and Saturday we have comedian AD Anthony Demmer. He's doing both nights, and the hilarious Mario Torre is gonna be the host. So it's gonna be a super show. AD is extremely funny out of Colorado, and Mario Torre, man. Mario Torre probably one of the best in the game. So, yeah, that'll be all Friday, Saturday. Sunday, we doing Sunset Sundays back at Traditions as well.
Good stuff. Listen, folks, man. I didn't put this in my weekly recap, but I'll talk about it now, man. I hung out with the Bracy Sykes crew this past Saturday. Majorly dope. My man Alec killed it on the grill, but just being around him it was dope. It was crazy. So much education in the room. I still need for you to give me the kids Zales so that I can get them some little lunch money or whatever. Yeah, I want to get them. You know, was hanging out for the graduation and everything. It was fire. Appreciate your family, love your family. bro. Salute to the whole crew for real. Y'all are so dope. Had a great time with y'all, and keep going, all of you, because it seems like every last one of you are taking steps to be something bigger. Real shit. I'm just being honest with you. You know, I love family, and being over there and talking to everyone and seeing what they're doing. Just keep taking your steps to being bigger than what you are right now. I love it, for real, for real. Got some things coming out. I can't really speak on it too much right now because I don't have the dates of everything, but I will be letting you guys know. That's I ain't got much other than I hung out with that dope ass family on Saturday. It was crazy. It was a good time. It was a great time. It was a good time. It was a good time. So that's gonna do it, man. Next week, who we have? That 2nd of June. Is that when she's coming?
The 2nd of the night. I don't remember.
Okay, we'll hold that.
Next week, the 2nd.
Yeah, it's coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
For real.
I told you, man, the year is going by fast.
It is.
Because Memorial Day totally caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, then Memorial Day. Both of them caught me off guard. So, but yeah, we're gonna be having a guest coming in soon in regards to some mental
I
health.
come in if it was the 2nd or the 9th, but yeah, I'll follow up.
Okay, we got special
some
guests
pictures
coming
out,
in. We're
whatever.
gonna be speaking on some mental health stuff. And get ready, man. We're gonna have Dr. Cindy back real soon. Dr. Cindy is real busy, but we have Dr. Cindy back real soon because I want to speak to her in regards to grief and also the people that's dealing with people that are dealing with grief. We're gonna make sure that we have that conversation. So that is going to do it, man, for Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And Jose.
And we out. You dig?
Appreciate y'all new followers, man. Keep chiming in.
Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to read. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to read. A record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to read. A record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to read. A Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to read. A record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.